Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Today is a special Malice showcase of the Fantastic Four Invisible Woman. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Your first like goal is 100 likes, and you guys are currently at... I don't know what you guys are right now. You're at 85 likes, it looks like, so let's get those likes up for Malice. And that is what the thing is going to be today. Ugh. Also, the Dragon's Crown stream. The previous episode needs 1,000 views. It's at 990. So mods in the chat, if you could grab the link and get that up during the stream, we're gonna push to get that over 1,000 on this stream. I think that we can put 10 or 15 views in it to get it to cross over.
I've been asking people to do that all day today. And it was at 7 views to go then. Now it's actually less views. Now they've taken away views. Unbelievable.
Of course they take over views if the video doesn't do well. That's how
all
it
it
works.
needed was a few more views.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we need to go to the hero section. Okay. Huh? Oh, that's right. That's the bride lady. So let's do, we need cosmetics.
Oh, sorry. You can just ignore me.
Oh, that's fine. Cosmetics. And we need her. Okay, it's time for evil lady. Not now, wheelbarrow or wherever you are.
He's in the middle of showing off the characters.
Right, there we go. So Malice is unlocked. And Malice will be the character today. So let's try to get up to 100 likes relatively quick, guys and gals. And there we go, Malice. Equip. Is that mean she's equipped? It says equipped. Okay. Alright. Back. And back again. Okay, equipped. Good. Now. No. Go to change hero. And there's
yeah.
Okay, there we go. Alrighty. So you guys know how this works. This is Malice. Okay. Let's see. So we have Amber's in. So our group today is actually... There's a couple people here, but some people have a red thing now instead of a blue.
Away?
Yeah. That is... Lord Mafia I sent an invite to.
Oh, we should probably put the light goal at the top, unless you want that Dragon's Crown thing to be at the top. No, there's no light goal at the top. Let's just say we need 100 likes.
Yep.
Guys, please get, let's try to get to 100 likes. We're 11 likes away. Honey, all you have to do is try your first like go 100 likes.
I already did.
Okay.
I'm just looking for the link of Dragon Crown.
Alright. Why don't you tell me? That's what my whole job is here. You could just tell me that you need that done. You want me to put Dragon's Crown Part 3 in the chat? Is that what you want?
Yes. Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, mods in the chat. Let's put Let's all put, everyone who has the ability to put links in the chat, who has a wrench, let's put Dragon's Crown on the chat. Part 3, otherwise we're going to have to stream something else today. We cannot stream Dragon's Crown today unless it gets 1,000 views for Part 3. So we will have to switch it to something. You guys will have to watch me play Dreamlight Valley all night, picking up sticks if we don't get the Dragon's Crown.
Yeah, guys, that's at 986. If you guys could click that, there's 50 of you here. Just have that run in the background for like 5 minutes or so, and it should get. It only needs 15 views, and Dragon's Crown can be a thing tonight.
Yep, and they keep taking views away, so let's try to get like 15 views on it, so they can't take any more views away.
Yep. All right, here we go. Malice. I'm not the best at Sue Storm, but I don't really think of anything else. And then tomorrow, guys, is Monster Hunt. There was also a noon video that went up today. Make sure you guys watch that so that it gets 1,000 views by sometime tonight. I think it's at like 900 views right now.
Or villain, I'm not judging.
Way over there.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Why don't you give me a list of what you need at the store so I can get you the food that you want to eat? Because you obviously seem extremely hungry, and I don't know what you want me to buy you.
I'm not extremely hungry. I have a headache, and my leg feels like electricity. So my leg hurts a lot.
Sorry, my leg hurts so much. This is the first time I've heard that.
I haven't gotten a chance to say anything yet.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Okay. Sorry, your leg hurts, but you could still, some good food will help you heal that.
Okay, alright.
You have telepathic control over squirrels, and you're not a mutant?
It's weird, huh? I would totally love to be an honorary X-Man, though.
I'm not sure Xavier really does that.
You might be a bit practicey tonight, Jotaro, no worries. It's a great place to practice new stuff. Okay, guys, 7 likes away from 100. Let's keep getting the likes up.
Also, good job, guys, getting, I didn't think there would be another stream of, Like a Dragon today. You guys did a great job. When I went to sleep around 10 in the morning, I noticed that, Like a Dragon had exceeded, the goal and got up to 1,000 views. So, thank you. I really like playing that game, so I appreciate that.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. I won't disappear so easily. The mission area.
Yeah, of course they captured the mission area.
We better skedaddle.
And what do I do again? I do this one.
Exit stage.
Okay, going up. I can't go through there. Alright.
I still need you.
Clear the way.
Good medicine.
Cease hostile action. Be almost friendly. I appreciate you. Let me guess.
Well, sure, I'm a healer. I'm supposed to help you.
Honey, if you're really that sick, I'll just give you.
Relax, please.
I'm not relaxed. You don't sound good.
I'm drinking this.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
I don't even see where you are.
I'm invisible.
Feeling better.
Good medicine.
Oh, a touch of healing. My friends are here!
Oh, I got killed by Namor.
Double kill! You wouldn't see me again?
Psyloke's sword remains sharp.
Oh my goodness, we can't even. I couldn't even do anything.
Okay. Sorry you're not feeling well, Luke.
It's okay. I have good days. I have bad days. Today's a weird day. All right, guys and gals, you're almost at 100 likes. Let's keep
We
going.
didn't ask to be heroes, but we always answer the call.
I mean, I could be a, you want me to be a healer, or should I be an attack person?
I don't know. You be whoever you want. I was doing my best to heal people. I was just getting
Where will
decimated.
you make your mischief when the world disintegrates?
Oh, this is hardly the only one.
Yeah, sorry guys,
my
the stream
only world,
software wasn't working very
And I
well.
will fight for it.
I couldn't get it to start, it wouldn't let us log into our stream
Battle
software.
starts in 5,
Yeah.
And Luke had to help me with it. I got him up, and it was hard.
All you need to do is capture the mission
Hard
area.
for me.
Got it?
The Sanctum Sanctorum is my refuge.
Alright, I think this
my
will be easier
fortress.
for us.
I hope so.
Here they come now.
I meant to go out and get you some food and stuff, but I don't want to that this
Anyone willing to help?
Got me in one hit. Something seems off.
Mission area is yours to capture now.
Thank you, Just So Kenobi, for the gifted membership. I don't know where they get me in one hit. That's not how thing works. You have to keep hitting people. This thing to kill somebody.
My thanks, healer.
I unleash.
I think these guys are.
Clearly you needed some help. Supernova! With you! Feeling vengeance.
Behold, Dark Child!
A little help, please.
Something seems really weird with this team that
Now
we're
I see
fighting.
them.
Like they're doing health boosts or
I
they're
don't know
doing
why everybody
something.
always cheats in this game.
It's very easy to
It's so
cheat.
annoying. Like, it's like, why would you even feel good about yourself knowing that you're cheating at this game? It's like, it's so stupid.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
I still need you.
Vortex field. Where am I? Invisible?
Who's behind you, my ally?
I'm sorry, hon. I meant to eat that nice beef sandwich today and stuff, and by the time 12:30 happened, before I knew it, 1 o'clock was happening,
Thought you
and
wouldn't see me again?
I couldn't get out. I couldn't even get out to get anything I needed to do today because I had to sit there and try to share that video all day, and
Okay, alright.
the views weren't going up. It was very frustrating to me.
Good medicine.
Disappear! Oh, I touch it. Yes, the wolverine is your winner. Controlling me. Drop on
Yeah, I really think these guys are cheating.
Thank you for the Thank you for the gifted membership, Justo. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much for the help.
If I was feeling better, I'd flag all of them, but I don't have the ability to do that. Take too long. Especially that thing guy, like, killed me in one hit. There's something very sus about those guys. No real point to do a,
Alright, Joe Tro says he reported them.
yeah, I figured.
Thanks, Joe Tro.
The fact that the thing killed me in one hit with his wind-up punch. I never killed anybody with one hit with the wind-up punch. So this is weird.
Yep, they are sad no lives. I agreed, Jotaro. Hi Crossfighter, hi Cosmic, hi KO, hi everyone. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Also, Luke, we lost a person.
Yeah.
Somebody's connection timed out.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was a huge reason why we were struggling, because somebody timed out. Sorry your leg hurts.
It's okay.
Thank you for helping me with the stream software.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing pretty good. Crossfighter, thanks for asking.
Alright, people, you're 5 away from 100. Let's keep going. 42 minutes into the stream.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Whoops.
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background.
Oh, Cosmic Rage quit. No, that's fine. Instead of rage quitting Cosmic, you can just, like, you know, report the people that cheated. But I understand.
Even when you can't see me, I'll still make you believe. 30 seconds before you attack.
Who is that?
Get ready.
Oh, that's Venom. That's a Venom skin.
Great.
Okay, we have another healer besides me. We got Snow Lady. Okay, right.
Not as long as you keep that big nasty tongue of yours far away from me.
We will do our best, but we make no promises.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh, jeez.
1. All you need to do is capture the mission
that's
area.
good.
Got it?
This is better than a tournament of the heavenly cities.
A turret, and we thought we
A nice deep freeze.
I'm not very well, honey. Just get all that stuff for your ears.
It's not my ear.
Okay, well, it was your ears a week ago.
Yeah.
If you don't need it, I can always take it back to the store.
No, I still need it. My leg is not my ear. It's my leg.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
It's clear. Oh, I see what you did there, pun. Come on, guys, let's get those likes up. You're at almost 100.
Why would I be removed from the game? I'm right here.
Much better.
Almost bowed out.
A nice deep freeze. Stronger already. It's clear
Yeah, you
I'm
don't
still
want to
needed
rage
here.
quit because you can get a penalty. Like, especially if you do it a lot.
Thanks so much. Look out behind
Also, it makes it hard for team members to the game to come in and bring somebody else to help.
Nice.
Anyone willing to help? That one hurts. Feeling fantastic.
Huh. Okay, guys, 2 likes away. Let's go.
I don't give up so easily.
Almost there. And I'm invisible right now?
See them? Right there. Help get that vehicle to its destination.
You get a weapon. You get a weapon. You get a weapon.
Vehicle to
You were always outmatched.
Yeah, that's it.
I got you covered. Psionic burst. Anyone willing to help?
Oh, I thought I had that person.
Yeah. There's a flyer somewhere? Oh, jeez, she's behind me.
That was a total blindside.
Yeah, trying to help Spidey. Spidey moves too fast.
I'm getting to the point where even if people are killing me, I just stand there until they kill me. The Viking way, just die and die.
Dying battle. Okay.
I don't even move backwards while they're killing me, I just move forward. I'm just like, you know what?
Thanks so much.
If they're gonna get this vehicle from me, they're gonna have to kill me for it.
I like the cold.
Yeah, I think some of these people do right now. Like, I'm hitting this guy a lot, and he's not
Yeah, that's what you think.
I suck. I got you covered.
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, I'm fine, don't mind me. How am I flying?
I'm just trying to heal and attack people at the same time.
There they are. Vortex field.
Doing the best I can.
Good job. It is neat that all these healers like are attackers.
Well, I mean, everybody has to be an attacker.
No, I thought some healers are World of Warcraft or something.
A nice deep freeze. That's much better. Disappear!
Does that invisible force field heal people? Like, what does it do?
It makes us invisible to the other team. They can't tell where we are. So anyone in there, they can't see us.
I was worried. Need some help. No worries. I've got your back. Placed an oak.
Almost bowed out.
Born again!
It's the grand finale.
Another loser to punch.
Alright, here we go, team.
I'm just pushing this forward as best I can. Good job, guys. 120 likes is your next goal. I am being overwhelmed.
The move!
Oh, jeez. Alright, well, you know what I think? I think I'm not going to be a healer since we already have that covered.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be somebody else.
Okie doke.
Bring in my other character.
Although isn't Loki like an attack guy too?
Yeah. But I feel like we have enough healers.
Yeah, we have a lot of healers doing this. They're not a good.
My step.
Late for our appointment with the king.
Clearly you needed some help. I was worried.
Trying to keep our other healer alive while attacked by what's his face?
Pulse charge. Fire. Pulse cannons and arguments.
Great! We made the new season of Wakandan Idol.
I like the
There
cold.
we go. I'm back up here. Well,
Clear the way.
Careful, Nunk. Like the others. You get a web it! You
I
get a
know.
web it! You get a web!
You're ready again. Neutralize the odds.
We'll reach the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
oh no. Ah!
Alright, here we go.
How? You're frozen.
And I died.
That one hurt. I won't disappear
Oh,
so
we'll try it.
easily.
Oh, they did an update recently? Thank you, Jotaro. Thanks for the info. Alright guys, 120 likes is your next goal. The faster the likes go, the better the video does. Or stream, or whatever you want to call the thing. Crap. That'd be not cool. Yeah,
Thor Odin's son is destroyed for battle.
Put a string in my stack.
The moon
Oh,
Oh! Oh, darn it. I don't even know what the vehicle is.
The moon haunts you.
Thanks, oh wow, I got killed by a little shark? That's crazy.
you get killed by a little shark, yeah.
Watch out, they're headed our way.
Anyone willing to help?
I don't know what's happening.
Pep in my step.
I don't know. We're not tryhards though, because we're able to actually move the thing forward. See? Like, if they were tryhards, we wouldn't be able to get out. See Spider-Man's corpse on the ground.
Thunder God bringing the boom.
I just wish I was good at killing people.
Great at killing people, honey.
I'm really decent with the thing, but I'm not.
You get a web. You get a web. You get a web.
I'm especially not good with healers, but I really wanted to show the Malice thing. Not! Bad shark! Bad shark!
Thanks so much. 30 seconds.
That was just a distraction.
We must retreat.
Time left.
They took me to those on top of it.
Anything standing in your way.
They're in possession of it, but I don't know.
Sometimes they go into overtime.
Born again.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Oh, one in overtime.
Clearly, you're doing well. A nice so close. This is your big chance. Anyone else up for saving an empire?
Gets in there.
We won. Good job, team.
Another epic victory.
Great job, everybody! We did it! And there's shoplifting man.
I don't think that person's on our team.
No, I know. Hey, don't shoplift. You will literally go to jail. They can actually look at the camera like 3 weeks after you went to the store, and then they will literally come to your house at 3 a.m. and put you in jail.
That's because new laws have made it that shoplifting is once again a felony. Or it's like,
so
it's a certain types of shoplifting now is like, you can get up to, was it like 15 or 20 years in prison? So
Yeah,
like,
do not shoplift.
before they were being lenient on shoplifting, but they were costing companies millions and millions of dollars. So now,
Everyone was going out of business.
yeah. So now
How
like,
can the stores afford to stay open when their stuff is being robbed?
I think it's the first time in 25 years that like shoplifting is a very, very long prison sentence now, and they are indicting people. Before they were kind of like, well, if it's under a certain amount, it's okay or whatever. Now it's like,
That's not how I was raised. I mean, even when even in the early 2000s or even late 2010s, it's like
who's that guy? Wheelbow? Is that one of ours?
Web Howler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a High Howler in the
Why did I
chat.
think that was Wheelbarrow? I'm not seeing
He's
very
High
well.
Howler in the chat.
Okay. Okie doke.
He likes the show. There's a show he likes about wolves. That he watches from the UK.
You'll be all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Put some pep in my step.
I'm sorry you're having a rough day. I'm glad you could have some Dunkin' to cheer yourself up a little bit, though.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you. Well, thank you for all you do for us and the channel and for everyone, Sienna. So sorry, I don't know why. I'm sorry things have been difficult today.
I think I forgot our MVP. Did I... Oh, Shoplifting Good is their name? Oh, that's nobody on our team. I was healing that person constantly. It's like that healer. I was healing the other healer most of the time, yeah. Because I was like, well, I'm not gonna really be able to help. My aim's not very good, and this healer person's actually really easy to heal. So I figured, why not? You want to cuddle, buddy? Want up? You gonna come up? Just don't hurt amps. Okay. Be careful where you step. Hamper is Punisher.
Well, I got sick of. Oh, so I did better. I guess the one time I was Punisher for a little bit, they showed that clip. I was just sick of those people killing us all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you go to the Punisher. It makes sense.
He's the easiest for me. I can't shoot as any of the other shooter people. He's the only one I can play as. Alright, it looks like it's grown 2 views, guys. Great job on Dragon's Crown. I don't know why people are literally, why YouTubers make, making us, like, work so hard for this. So, did you hear about... Oh, no, we already heard about this. People are still talking about Kathleen Kennedy retiring. I mean, I don't really know, like, what...
It's not why she's retiring. They're not... I told you this before, and I'm trying to explain to people. The reason why Kathleen Kennedy is out now is because she's being pushed out.
Oh,
because
really?
Yeah, you have to remember, before these people had absolute, like, a noose around the game industry and film and television, you couldn't fire them because you would have to deal with cancel culture and all this other stuff. Cancel culture is dead. If cancel culture still existed, Kathleen Kennedy and a lot of these other bad executives, bad talent people, bad writers, they would be able to pull all kinds of nonsense to try to, you know, like, villainize their employer and all these other people. And now all these people that have been biding their time and wanting to get back to normal, and basically when an executive screws up, you don't get like 50 chances to prove that you can do the job. You get fired. So in reality, Kathleen Kennedy should have been fired 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, I agree. I think she should have been fired a long time ago. Like the first time something she did lost money, I think she should have been fired.
She should have been fired after Solo bombed and like a couple other things, because you know, Warner Brothers went through executives like playing cards.
Yeah, so I think like the reason, I think like back then, I think 6 years ago, if she was fired, if they tried to fire her, I think she would have been like, they're firing me because
I'm a woman.
Exactly what they did for the other Star Wars thing. Oh, they don't want to watch my show because it's written by a woman.
Right. So
it's like,
people are tired of that, and like it was a fad that lasted for like 6 or 7, almost 7 years. You know, all these women could make up stories about men and other things, and you know, exaggerate about problems in the workplace, and you know, basically do whatever they can to get into positions that they didn't even work for. There are some female executives that actually got in through merit and talent, and there are other people like Kathleen Kennedy that rode the coattails of people.
Yeah, and I mean, I even noticed that like somebody said, well, we should just fire all the women that work in gaming, but then there are a lot of women that work in gaming that have earned their place there and are very good at what they do. So you can't just fire just because some people have taken advantage of it doesn't mean that everyone has.
But there's also men that they hired that are also bad at their jobs. So I mean, that's why the merit system is good, is because if you hire like a man or woman that has the skills and the talent to further improve your brand, I mean, you want to work with that person. You know, so basically what you're going to see now over the next like 6 months and 9 months is game studios, and there's going to be mass layoffs in Hollywood and all this other stuff, is because they're going to start, you know, basically properly maintaining the garden, so to speak. They're going to pluck out the weeds. They're going to get rid of the bad actors. They're going to get rid of the people that are damaging their companies. And they're going to start over again.
You know what I find odd is, like, when you work retail and, like, you're late a few times, like, you cost the company money because you're 15 minutes late a couple times, and you forgot to call in, you didn't tell them you were going to call in sick, and then there was a few times where you weren't at your register and you got some complaints from customers, then sometimes they just let you go. Like, well, you've had several complaints, you were late several times, you're let it go because we're costing the company, you know, we're paying $10 an hour for you, we can't afford it. You know, so it's like, you get let go from a company that doesn't want to pay $10 an hour to hire you 3 days a week for retail. But these executives that cost the company billions of dollars of mistakes do not get let go after several movie flops. It's just absolutely insane, the double standard. Like, if you work retail and you know, don't show up a few days, you will get fired.
Well, that's why I always, like, I have a 3-strike policy. Like, if you fail 3 times, regardless of your gender, you're fired. Like,
you know, like, there should be literally a written thing, like, here's, you know, like, here's, I mean, why don't they probably have it somewhere. But they probably throw it out the window when a woman is an executive.
Right, so, but anyway, like I said, the time in the sun for this agenda is over. Like, across the board, not just in film, but also Walmart and Target and all these other places, they tried to appease that 1%, that new movement, you know, the activists, the woke people, all that other stuff. They tried to do that. Their companies started to lose money. And it came to a point when culture shifted back to normalcy, because culture went crazy during the pandemic. Shoplifting was more common. There was all kinds of leniencies for certain types of crimes.
Mad Max during the pandemic.
It kind of was like, society did kind of turn into Mad Max for a while. Culture, like, was out of control. All this other stuff. And now, because people aren't afraid of this movement anymore, people are fighting back, and decency and normal and the merit system, all that stuff is coming back.
It was like during the pandemic, it was like what you said for Walmart and stuff, like for retail. Like, companies were encouraged to hire people, and then, like, even if they messed up and didn't show up to work for like a week, they could not be fired if they were a certain category of people. So that was not fair to everybody else.
I'm just telling you, if the pandemic never happened, cancel culture never would have gotten as big as it was. The reason why cancel culture had so much power over people is because everybody was home, and people who weren't accustomed to the internet before joined the internet. And a lot of cancel culture also started because people didn't understand what internet culture was. So they would see, like, you know, these mean-spirited people, and they call them toxic and stuff like that, because they weren't aware of how, you know, cruel and vindictive and trolly the internet is. You know, the internet...
They would just jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh, wow, everyone's saying this person is bad. They don't understand that not everyone, it's probably a bunch of bots saying the person is bad.
Right. They also don't understand how roasting is and all this other stuff. So, I mean, you know, the pandemic made groups that shouldn't have had power got power, and then they used that momentum to seize, like, aspects of the game industry, and they got a bigger grip on Hollywood and comic books. But because the world is now back to normal mostly, and people have seen how much companies only care about you if they can make money. So all these, like, things that they did to try to appease these people and change their marketing and commercials, and all that's over. I even noticed Super Bowl commercials this year were really funny, from what I saw on the Super Bowl website. Whereas Super Bowl commercials the past couple years were really weird. They did weird stuff.
Yeah.
So you can see that for the most part, people are going back to trying to make people laugh again and all this other stuff, because it was a failed experiment. The fact that parody films are coming back also shows you that the times are changing to kind of how they were, because for a while you couldn't have parody films because certain types of comedy was deemed inappropriate because you made fun of somebody, or you know, slapstick or whatever, you know, because you can't tease people because that makes you like a cruel person and all this other nonsense that they would do. Like they would make, I kid you not, there was somebody who lost their job in the game industry over a dad joke about his wife. Like there were people that said the man married a woman of color, and he just talked. He was in the game industry, and he was just talking about how, you know, his wife wasn't home, so peace and quiet at last. You know, just a dad joke.
Just a regular joke that every guy says all the time.
Right, but people said that he was, like, you know, he was discriminatory towards, like...
Towards his own wife?
Towards his own wife, because she happened to be a lady of color.
But he loves his wife, obviously, he wouldn't have married her.
Yeah, if you were married to someone of a different nationality... chances are you're not racist.
It's hard for me to believe that he wouldn't like people of that,
right?
You know, race, because why would he have married her?
Right. But you just like
that is crazy.
Exactly. If the pandemic never happened, though, this type of stuff never would have been given like the pedestal that it had. It had a huge podium, and they were able to do everything. But now, you know, because people have common sense again, and you know. People are standing up to these people are basically cry bullies is the term.
Like they bully you and then they cry about it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When you stand up to them, they act like victims.
And they're like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing.
Like right now with BioWare let people change Dragon Age, right? They tested the waters. And then when it failed miserably, they fired all the people that were associated with certain stuff.
But you would think that they would be able to figure out it was looking very bad before the game released.
I think they had.
Like, do you think that they would look at the game and be like, this isn't fun to play?
I think they, like I told you, they did they know what was going on. They didn't have
the ability to fire anyone.
No, because if they fired somebody, then their family could get doxxed. There was a lot of retaliation stuff that could have happened.
So it's just basically like,
they wanted to fire people for the longest time.
They basically were being harassed, like completely harassed, and
yep, we're having things come out about the game industry where people like Sweet Baby Incorporated actually threaten people with like harassment and all kinds of stuff if they didn't abide by their DEI stuff.
We lost a lot of money and were harassed.
Right, so like they actually have evidence of all this stuff now. So what?
I hope they all go to prison for like 100 years.
Won't happen.
I hope they do.
I know. But now BioWare, basically they cleaned house. So their next big game is they're bringing back Mass Effect, right? So all the people who were working on Dragon Age moved over to the Mass Effect game that's been in development for like a year or so. Yeah. And they were starting to mess things up, and the developer who owns BioWare was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And they cleaned house. They fired everybody that, you know, was a troublemaker.
Right.
Whereas before, those people had like protections. They couldn't be fired. And when BioWare did that, Konami did the same thing. Konami fired a bunch of people in America and Europe, and even China took the opportunity and they did the same thing.
You know, I've heard people say the woke thing was a cult, but it was really more like a mafia or a mob. Because they were using violence to get their way.
It was a mob, and it was
threatening
also
people's income, threatening people's
reputation. It was like
an
organized religion because they were
like an organized religion of crime.
Yeah, basically. Well, they were very intelligent. They had like a mass network of like whisper networks and all kinds of stuff.
They weren't intelligent enough to actually have a sense of humor or make good games.
Well, I mean, if they actually would have compromised with people, they'd probably still be in positions of power now, but they wouldn't.
That's the problem. Their downfall was they were crazy.
The funny thing to me about this whole thing is the gamers are the ones to actually stop the movement.
Because people just want to be left alone and play their games.
Right. The most dangerous adversary you can have is someone that just wants to be left alone and you keep poking and prodding them. And that's what happened. Like, gamers just wanted to be left alone. They wanted to play the games that they wanted to play. And these people just kept pushing and pushing. And then eventually, you know, it was kind of like, in my eyes, I viewed the activists as a person with a stick that kept poking the hornet's nest. Like, you know, they were
Yeah.
thinking, we can get away with this and we can change this and we can do that and there'll be no retaliation. Because no other, you have to think about it, no other media group retaliated. Like, really.
Because they just mindlessly, you know, watch TV and watch movies.
Right,
Whatever's
but
thrown at
when they came for gaming, it started small, but the retaliation kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger because gamers just got sick of it. And gamers don't take crap from anybody.
Well, I've heard it said on, like, I don't know why, but I always hear this, like, thing basically said that, you know, like, quiet people are the people that, or a patient or quiet person you really don't want to mess with, because when their patience is really tried, they will get very upset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people that are reasonable, those are the most angry when you push them too far.
Yeah. So what happened is, you know, the activists poked and prodded for years. They kept it going. And people also were sick. Like, when their game would fail, they would adamantly say on Twitter, like, this game wasn't made for you. Don't buy this. We don't want you to buy this.
They would say, don't buy it.
Right, but the follow-up was, when their game failed, then they would say, it's your fault that this failed. If you would have supported this, this wouldn't have happened. Now we're out of a job. It's your fault. So they would try, they would try to gaslight afterwards.
So weird.
So
it's
they would
so manipulative.
Right, they would attack you first, and then that's why we called them cryboys, is because you couldn't make up your mind like
Like,
what
they
they
seem
were.
insane.
Well, it is, yeah, it's insanity, yeah.
Like that.
Right.
I just noticed there's a, you know, like, I just noticed the celebrity right now. People are trying to cancel them, and, you know, for, you know, something weird that happened with their wife or something, and some kind of drama. And it's like, they're like, well, they're done. Their career's over. It's like, actually, no, because they just made $1 billion on their movie. Their career's not going to be over. Like, you can't cancel people just because you disagree with them anymore. Like, you think something happened with drama with their wife on a completely unrelated thing, they're not going to be what do you mean cancel? What do you mean they're canceled? They're never going to work in Hollywood again. It's like, what does that even mean? You mean a bunch of, like, teenagers are going to throw rocks at them while they're at their $1 billion movie set? What do you mean? Like, there is no such thing as canceling anymore.
Right, but, cancel culture is on its way out because they don't have power anymore. But the thing is, when somebody makes a huge mistake and continues in the film industry, like, Disney could have salvaged a lot of brands like Star Wars and, Indiana Jones and all this other stuff years ago, along with their Disney properties, if they just would have taken a look inward and same with Marvel. Like, a lot of the Marvel films shouldn't have failed the way they did the past, like, 2 or 3 years, because, you know, they should have just not worked with those directors. The problem is, the writers and the directors, they kept giving the same jobs over and over again when they were previously attached to flops. So, like, that's why you can't go wrong with the 3-strike method, because it's very fair. You have 3 opportunities to do something, like at a high position, and if you screw it up after the 3rd time, you're done. And if they would have done that, then Marvel probably would have bounced back years ago before it is now, because Marvel got stricter behind the scenes, is what the rumor is. And, you know, DC, unfortunately, DC is not at that point right now, because the Wonder Woman thing that was just canceled, when the Wonder Woman game started out, they had a list of talent that was working on the game.
Yeah.
And then when the game finally got canceled, which it might be because it was, like, you know, an activist-driven game.
Probably.
I've heard rumors that the Wonder Woman story went so far off the rails, like, over the past year, that because they got people from the Suicide Squad that worked on it to help finish it. They got people from WB Games that were working on Gotham Knights.
Well, let's just be glad it got canceled before we had to play that.
So there were too many cooks in the kitchen that completely veered off from what the original, you know, plan for Wonder Woman was, which was they were going to make a cool Wonder Woman game based on, like, a combination of what they did with Arkham, which would be like a accumulation of all the really cool Wonder Woman stories and personalities and characterizations to make one sole video game version of Wonder Woman, like they did with Arkham. They took parts of pre-Flashpoint. They took parts of the animated series. They took part of Kevin Conroy's different interpretations of Batman, and that's how we got Arkham Batman. They were going to do the same thing. we were literally going to have, the biggest rumor is, the actress who played Wonder Woman in Justice League was originally going to be the voice of our video game Wonder Woman.
Well, I bet they canceled that really quick.
They did actually.
Especially if she was like happened to be any paleness of her skin whatsoever. They probably were like, oh,
They didn't. They didn't go with her.
her.
They were looking. It was going to be an ethic lady or something who was going to be the voice of Wonder Woman, like someone who nobody knew.
Yeah, why would they go with the actress that everybody knew and loved? And why wouldn't... Yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't they just go with somebody random just because of their ethnicity?
Right. So,
seems weird.
Also, like, the people who were involved with the narrative of Wonder Woman and the story, like, the last time, were people that checked out, like, as weirdos with their bio. Like, yelling about politics all the time and all this other stuff. So they completely changed the direction that the game was going. So, of course, Warner Brothers is going to cancel it. I mean, why in the world would you keep throwing money at it?
I mean, I didn't even know that. And I said, like, everyone was like, what do you think of the Wonder Woman game being canceled? And I just was like, well, I mean, I really think if it was... I said, think about it. I said if it was a well-written story and it had potential of making money and it had potential of people liking it and enjoying it, it probably wouldn't have been canceled. The fact that it was canceled is a huge flag saying that it probably at that point wasn't very good.
It had
It
problems.
probably wasn't doing well. Otherwise, there's no reason they would have canceled it if it looked like it was going to do well.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously it was canceled because it didn't look like the game was very good anymore.
Yeah, it had problems. Which the thing is, when you tell people the truth about this is what I've not liked about some aspect of the industry, is like when you actually have concrete proof that something, you know, if it's a duck, it looks like a duck, it's a duck. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, it's a duck, but it could be a swan, or it could be it could have been this. It's like sometimes the simplest answer, and like actually looking with your eyes to see what's going on, like for the most part, when you would hire certain people and they followed that philosophy and they had that stuff in their bio and they talked about that stuff, there is a, not even a 10% chance, there's an 85% chance that the things that they're doing in their personal private life that they're going to push into their game.
Yeah, especially if they write stuff on their Twitter like, I'm going to make sure to, you know, show and represent, you know, this or that in every game that I'm a part of and make sure that it's pushed more in every game. Like, they'll literally, like, say it exactly in their Twitter, like, what they plan on doing.
Right, exactly. So, what we did in the game industry, like, the people who were against these people, is they proved that the pattern was correct. So, there became a pattern of, like, judging these people, and every time the pattern was true. The pattern was every time. So that's how, like, a lot of these people would, you know, be able to call that this movie was going to be bad or whatever, because it was following the same business model over and over again. So it was easy to call people out, and people would be like, well, you haven't even seen the movie. How do you know it's going to be bad?
Well,
it's like, follow the writers.
Something we learned in logic in school is like, if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. So, you know, so if you know that, you know, like, say, you know, like, if your cat equals cute and cute is fuzzy, then your cat is fuzzy. Like, it's all the same. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, if they say, you know, like, I am an activist, okay, I'm making this game, and I am, you know, also letting you know on my Twitter that every game that I make, I'm going to put activism in the game. So if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C, which means I'm letting you know I'm an activist, I'm making this game, and I'm also letting you know on Twitter that I'm putting activism in every game. So that means that you know that that person says they're putting activism in every game, they are an activist, they are making the game. Therefore, using actual logic that you learn in, like school and college and all this, you would actually be able to determine as a mathematician. They would 100% be putting activism in the game.
The only time
those two together.
The only time that they deviated from the pattern was Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, because they used the buzzwords to like, you know, they had to say modern audience and we're going to update it, we're going to do all this other stuff.
But it was just a regular good game.
Yeah, even though there were people that adhered to that philosophy, they kept it at home. Like, they didn't bleed those elements into the Indiana Jones game. It was just a a authentic like time period piece for Indiana Jones. They didn't do any character assassination. It was a better portrayal of Indiana Jones than the last Harrison Ford movie because they tried to change Indy's personality and they tried to update it and, you know, interject like modern audience stuff, which they did. But the Indiana Jones game, even though you had people of different walks of life working on the game, their way of life didn't bleed into the game. And that proved a point that it is possible.
They focused on the characters of that game, not inserting themselves.
Exactly. So that showed me, because for the longest time I was in that camp like, yeah, these people, they everything they touch turns to dust.
If they just keep their if they try not to put their personal things into the game and just do their job and try to focus on making a good game, anyone can make a good game, no matter what your walk of life. But it's not that everyone who's, you know, has a different like lifestyle makes a bad game. It's that, you know, some of them, and especially on Twitter, seem to keep inserting themselves into the game, even if they inserted their game into the game normally. Like, you know, I don't mind if they have just random different people in the game, but why would they keep being preachy and making the game so bad that it's just literally preachy to the point where nobody wants to play it anymore? They literally destroy the original story of the game, destroy the original idea and premise of the game to the point where it's all about preaching about their lifestyle, and you even forgot what the original point of the game was. That's the problem.
So that was an eye-opening moment for me with Indiana Jones, because I loved every minute of the indie game. I mean, sure, the first-person perspective took a while to get used to, but like it was a well-written thing. And then I went and I saw who the writer was and all this other stuff, and the narrative director, and you know, it was exactly like what you saw with Suicide Squad and like Concord and stuff like that. It was the same type of people, but at the same time, those people, for whatever reason, maybe there was a tighter control on something, they made an authentic Indiana Jones thing more so than the recent Indiana Jones movie, and that really surprised me. I was like, wow.
Or maybe it was their personal decision. Like maybe they decided it was.
We'll never know. But it proved that anyone, as long as they, you know, follow the correct pattern of making characters and games and stuff, anyone can be creative and make something good that
even
people are gonna like.
That you know, they were trying to say like some of the people who developed that big the little chibi people with the helmets, big helmet heroes. People were trying to say that they were, you know, activists or something, but they really didn't put any activism into that game at all.
No, there was nothing in the game. It was just like they might have had whatever, but the people who made the game just made a fun, you know, night beat 'em up game. It wasn't the only story involved is that the lady was a girl boss and it was funny.
Right. And then so it was actually cute and funny. It made you laugh.
And then you found out at the end that she wasn't even bad anyway. It's like the whole game was like a night training exercise almost.
The game was fun to play.
Yep.
And it was well made, and it wasn't preachy, and it was just fun to. It was a well-made game. It did what a game's supposed to do, help you have fun. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these people, like if they would just, like these game developers and stuff, they just bring these games home for their kid to play. And see if their kid likes it. And if their kid's like, I don't understand, why is this character preaching to me? Then they'd be like, maybe we need to change this part of the game because it seems like my kid doesn't like it.
Maybe we need to, it's like, you know, before there was a subtle nuance to games.
Right.
Like where, because, you know, majority of the games were made by Asia, and Asia always has like two perspectives. And they don't tell you what the right way is. Like, it's your job as the audience to come to your own conclusion. Which character, what faction you're playing in the game is the right faction or not, because they're going to show you both perspectives. In Western games, the problem is they use the game's narrative to push basically what the author's intent is, and the author is beating you over the head with a hammer telling you this is the only way and you can't you know, see this other side and all that. They explain to you like you're a very like slow child. Yeah, exactly. And they over-explain it.
And then Yeah, exactly. I've noticed that it's even with Western movies and shows.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
they do that.
Yeah, they do that too much because, you know, it's also it's a very one-sided industry. With ideas and stuff like that.
It's kind of weird to explain. It's almost saying because I am because I work in the media field and I am a TV or show or game producer, I am now going to tell you, you know, how life is and give you philosophical, like, you know, advice on life and how you should live your life. When, like, that's really not your department. Like, you're just making a game or you're just making a movie.
So, case in point, I'm watching a new anime called Solo Leveling. And there are 5 factions of these people that their entire goal, even though they don't like each other, is their entire stick is, we need to save the world from these monsters and beasts. But there are these 5 different factions. So what the show shows you over the course of time is, it makes you think, okay, this group of knights or this group of hunters or whatever the name of their bases are, this person is the antagonist or this person. And then what they do is they show you the perspective of what's going on with that group and why they are strict and why they do that is because you find out, okay, this group of hunters owned by this guild, the reason why they're very tough and kind of like abrasive with their own people is because their entire squad was murdered on a mission years ago, and the guild leader is very tough on his soldiers to make sure they live. So the reason why, and then you see like these more carefree guilds, and they're more laid back because they haven't suffered a loss, and then when they do suffer a loss, they don't know what to do because they've just had so many of their people killed that they just end up folding as a guild. So they show you different perspectives as the show's going on through the eyes of the main character, the MC or the player.
Yeah.
And you see that, okay, everybody in a sense is good because they're all trying to save the world, but they have it from a different lens, like a different perspective. They've had a different thing happen to them that shaped the course of their character.
Yeah.
Whereas if America did it, they would choose
would choose sides.
They would choose sides based on skin color to make certain people the villain. And they also would have the main character probably yell at everybody, and it would only be from the main character's point of view that he's the good guy. When there's actually lots of different good guys, they're just going about it a different way.
Yeah, I do notice that a lot about American films versus Asian films. Like, they have two different, they show both sides of this, of the difference of opinion. They show both sides. And then an American TV, they always tell you what you're supposed to think. They always are like, you know, and I always find that odd, especially like, I remember like watching some superhero films where the bad guy would be like, oh no, these people are killing people, we have to stop them. And then the good guys go and they start killing people too. And I'm just like, okay, so which one of these people are the good guys? Because they're both murdering people. And they're like, well, we're good because we have a team and we have a, you know, an emblem on our chest and we have a team, like, logo. And also the script says we're the good guys. And I'm just like, but if the script didn't say you were good, you're literally killing the same amount of people that the bad guys are killing. Like, sometimes I feel like the game or the movie or the show is actually telling you who the good guy is, even though it's very questionable. Like, it's like if you really didn't, if the movie didn't tell you, you wouldn't be quite sure who the good guy was.
Yeah, so with everything that's going on right now, at least our culture now is kind of being molded by, especially our youth. They're watching more things by Korean and Chinese creators that are making very heroic characters. Whereas in America, they're making very ambiguous characters, or they're molding stuff based on, you know, what a certain, like, agenda or philosophy was, or a mission, or whatever. Whereas, like, there are so many kids that are growing up with this guy from Solo Leveling, and Solo Leveling I didn't even realize was that popular. But, you know, South Korea is making a killing on that brand, and they crushed all kinds of records on Crunchyroll and stuff. We're talking, like, they did higher numbers than Dragon Ball. When their season 2 premiered at the beginning of this year, they broke records held by when Dragon Ball came back for the first time with Dragon Ball Super. they crushed the ratings by, I think, 3 or 4 million. And because when Dragon Ball did it, Dragon Ball got like, I think it was like 3 or 4 million for the Return of Dragon Ball. And then when Solo Leveling came back, they went 8, I think. I'm pretty sure they did like 8 million or something like that. So they crushed it. And the show's continuing to get more and more popular. And even though he's a very like non-sociable guy and he's very quiet, you know, he's the hero. He's the guy that is going to save the world. And some of his methods may be dubious, and he might, you know, push the gray area sometimes. Like he'll murder somebody who's good because they're doing bad things, or it's in self-defense or whatever. But his emblem in his heart, he's still a good guy, and he's still trying to save the world. He's still trying to save his mother from a curse and all this other stuff. But sometimes he does push the envelope of what a hero is and what a hero isn't. But at the end of the day, he always saves people, regardless if they like them or not. Like he'll rush to the aid of people that aren't in his guild or anything. Like he'll help people. He'll do heroic things.
Oh, sorry.
Even if he's furthering his own agenda, like trying to get strong and level up. Like he'll do what he's going to do. So I appreciate that. And then the other big thing is in the China gaming front, like things like Marvel Rivals and Wuthering Waves and Hoyoverse, and even these other games that are coming out that are driven by Chinese developers. Those are the experiences, Black Myth Wukong, that are getting gamers excited more so than, you know, these 30 or 25-year-old brands that Western developers have been making for years. The market is shifting towards Chinese games because if you want heroic, nice-looking characters and great storytelling, then you need to go to China to get that experience. And so China, in the next year or two, probably 3 years, they're going to become one of the biggest forces in the game industry, when before they had a very small voice. But their voice is getting much larger now because they're giving the customers what they want. And so the customers, the gamers, are going to go for those experiences over what the Western developers are pushing with like Assassin's Creed Shadows and some of the other stuff like Avowed and all that other stuff. They're going to go towards the other companies. And eventually it's going to put the AAA companies out of business. There's going to be a market-wide shift. And it's going to happen. It's not, it could happen. It is happening.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I also noticed a difference in, like, what... Like, one thing I noticed that, like in Asia, with the storylines of a hero versus everyone else, like, in Asia, the hero, they explain why they're the hero. Like, whereas in America, I feel like a lot of modern stuff, they just are like, yeah, this person is the hero because they have a theme song and a cool outfit, and that's it. Like, they don't really explain why. Like, for instance, like with Neo, and then they have, like, Trinity being the new chosen one. There's no explanation whatsoever why she's randomly the chosen one. Same with Rey. Like, you actually had Finn have the hero story in that, but then he wasn't the hero. They just made Rey randomly the hero, even though it didn't make any sense. Whereas, like, that's why, like Asian stuff, like when they did the their traditional story of Mulan, she's a hero because she worked hard, she persevered. But then when they tried to do an American version of Mulan, they messed it up thoroughly.
When they did the live-action version.
Oh, yeah, when they did the live-action, because they didn't have her persevere. They didn't have her go through the hero's journey, so it didn't make any sense anymore.
She didn't struggle at all, yeah.
But, yeah, I'll be praying for you, Miss Deanna, about the job thing. And, you know, I know that that's scary to think, like, oh, you know, like, maybe with how things are now... Maybe people will be tempted to just not hire anyone at all from other ethnicities, but I don't think people are going to do that.
No, they're going to hire people based on who's skilled for the positions.
I really don't think people are going to do that. And if they, you know, if people did, that would be very messed up and wrong. But we'll be praying for you, Miss Deanna, and I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be all right.
No offense, Miss Deanna, you're very smart, and people want smart people to work for their company. Like, you know... You've expressed a lot of intelligence, and you're also a hard worker, I don't think you're gonna have a hard time finding work, especially in the New York City area and stuff like that. They need driven people like you because that's how businesses succeed. We're talking about lazy people that just get the job, or originally just got the job based on their skin color and the fact that they didn't work hard. The position was just given to them. Like, you know.
And also, like, some of these people were being given positions not even based on their ethnicity, but they made their own category, like,
Right.
of their own, you know, their own lifestyle category. That was what was very, you know, that was taking it away from people that, you know, of you know, like that. So I'm
But
done.
what's going on with Chinese heroes, though, is for the most part, they used a old trope that Japanese anime doesn't really use very much anymore, but the bored hero. And the bored hero is a character that is so, like, overpowered, and they have, like, their way of life that they want. They want, like, peace and quiet, but they'll fight when they have to. And that's kind of how the Chinese heroes have always been, really. If you go back and look at Jackie Chan's, a lot of his martial arts films, is he was a very reclusive person that just wanted to live his life with his characters, and then all this stuff would happen. Greatness would happen around him, or would drop in his lap, but it's not something that he was actually trying to do. He just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then he would have to do heroic things. So there were a lot of Chinese heroes that are like that. Even the Wuthering Waves game is kind of like that. Your character Rover is not necessarily heroic by nature. He's trying to get his memories back, so it's a means to an end that he's doing things. But of course, when he sees the innocent suffering, regardless of what country he's in, he helps people. Because he knows it's the right thing to do. He believes in protecting the innocent and all this other stuff. But at the same time, he's trying to get back his memories, so he's going to go wherever he can to get information and side with whatever nation is going to help him restore his memories.
Yeah.
So that's a very
my-
common trait right now in Chinese entertainment.
Kind of reminds me of William Wallace, because William Wallace, he kept trying to just escape, like, you know, like in the story of, like, the Scottish chief where William Wallace fought against the British. He kept they kept doing all these travesties, coming across the border and taking women and burning farms and all this. And he was watching his homeland be destroyed, and he kept going further and further into the highlands to get away from it. He just wanted to be left alone. He didn't want to bother with it. But he was a strong warrior, so... But then they came over and they found that he was supporting all these other Scottish warriors for a long time, and, you know, he was always a safe haven when they would, you know, be hurt in battle. He'd come and help heal their wounds and his, like, manor and all this, and they were like, oh, you're a problem for us because you're a Scottish lord and you're not in support of the British. And they killed his wife. And when they killed his wife, that's in history and in the movies, was their worst mistake, because then he had nothing else to live for, and he was really mad, and that's why he came after. That's why that's why that story happened, because they killed his wife. He just wanted to be left alone.
He did want to be left alone, and then they kept pushing the thing, and he retaliated. Especially, he became more dangerous when he had nothing left to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They had to literally kill him. They had to torture him to death in history, in real life. And I don't know if he really did shout freedom like that, but...
I mean, it's a movie.
But he really did. Like, they gave him a chance, like he could have, and he said, no, I want freedom. In fact, I found out later that the Scottish lords actually did fight against the British after that, and every single one of them died for their freedom. They all died on this hill, and all of the Scottish people came in. Every single one of them fought to the end to try for their freedom.
I got killed by Bruce Banner? Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
That's annoying.
That's the problem, is you know, like, I think it's in real, like, even in history, like, there's examples of people that just want to be left alone. And you really don't want to poke those kind of people, because they will make a huge problem for you.
Oh yeah. So I mean, that's kind of how that movement, like, lost, is because gamers just wanted to game. They didn't want to be constantly reminded of the world around them, and they wanted to have good experiences, and they wanted their escapism. And you had companies saying, we're going to change the thing that you like, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then gamers were like, okay, you know, we're going to kind of try to accept this. And they did. For a while, they looked at it, and they're like, well, maybe it's not as bad as we think it is. And then it just kept getting progressively worse. Like, women started to look like men. They started to do, like, very vindictive storytelling where, like, the women were cruel to the men. And you had, like... It was almost like Captain Marvel, the game, but in every game.
I'm really proud of all the female gamers, though. I noticed there's a lot of female gamer streamers that would stream the games with the smexy women, and they would say, I don't have a problem with this. I'm glad that this woman looks cute. I would like to look like her. I think she looks awesome. She makes me feel proud to be a woman. I don't have a problem with this. I don't know why they're saying women are uncomfortable. So I'm really glad, because I think women gamers stood up against that, because they were trying to say, oh, they don't want beautiful female character bodies in games, and the women gamers were like, yes, we do. You're lying about us. We do.
Right.
You're completely lying.
So, you know, basically what gamers were is we were gravity. And in order to make things move for us is we needed a little push. So they kept going, and they were like, oh, you know, we're going to do this, we're going to change that. And eventually gamers were just like, you know what? There's no compromising with these people. There's no middle ground. There's nothing. So they have to go. And then gamers turned from this very docile, like, you know, kind of group to this very aggressive, and we're going to get you out no matter what. Because they tried diplomacy. That's the thing. Nobody can say that people like Gamergate and all these other people didn't try to get along with people. People just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually there was a massive pushback that ended up crushing that movement. Because we tried, and they just wouldn't meet us halfway at all. So they had to be destroyed. It's just what it was. And even I was a very peaceful kind of like pacifist person, but then I got involved because it just became too much.
Right. Because it was annoying. And also, the thing what I didn't like was, you know, like every time you would say anything that was even like on the edge of their weird cult beliefs about their spectrum of reality, like say, you know, like you said, hey, can you make me a sandwich? People would jump through your throat and like be like, you know, screaming at you like you can't say that to a woman. Or like if you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play as the guy character, they'd be like, why aren't you playing as the girl character? You have a problem? So basically it was like you couldn't even play a game normally because you'd have these crazy people on your stream acting absolutely insane. Like, you couldn't even not talk about it. It had to get to the point where regular gamers had to talk about it and be like, listen here, friends, you're insane, you're in a cult, you're acting crazy, you're using your cultness to harass people to try to change gaming. It's getting really annoying. I'm trying to play this game over here and do my stream. You're bothering me, and I have something to say about it. And I think that's really why people started doing these topic videos, because people wouldn't leave people alone. People just wanted to stream their games and have fun.
Alright, that Hulk
So
player
annoying.
is getting really annoying because he's basically keeping us stuck in our base. Like, the dude is really irritating.
I'll fight for my family until the end.
He's just hanging back there and preventing us from getting out. Like, it's a very definition of,
Well, you can't expect
what's the word? He's guarding everything.
It's just like bullies. Like, I had a bully in my culinary class. Like my, not my culinary class, but the baking class. She was making everyone feel uncomfortable in the whole class, yelling at people and making everyone feel afraid, to the point where something had to be done. They had to sit her down and be like, listen, you cannot do this. You know, everyone is uncomfortable. Like, this is very bad. So I feel like it was the same thing. It was like these people were just bullying everyone, you know, and it was like people had to start saying, listen, you cannot do this. You know, this is getting very messed up.
Yep. And from the developer's point of view is, the developers, the best way to describe what this movement was is, in terms from a gaming point of view, is you have a huge group of people that are hanging out with the game developer, right? Because before, the game developers and gamers were kind of like, we're all a giant clock. Everybody's a cog inside of the giant clock. Everybody works in unison in order for the clock to move, right? The cogs all fit into place and they all have a role. The gamers are important because the gamers have a very unique ability. They have power in the game industry where we provide feedback on whether a game is good or not, and the developer appreciates that, and they incorporate what the player base, what the gamers are saying when they work on their next game or when they're updating their game. In the film industry and the comic books and all that other stuff and anime, they aren't gathering feedback from their consumers. They're making content and hoping that people consume what they create. Right. Whereas gamers and developers are kind of working in tandem with each other, and it's almost like a symbiotic relationship where, you know, the gamers provide the feedback, the developers and the studios listen to said feedback, and then they usually fix or improve or add new things to the games based on what the fans have suggested. And also, a lot of the fans who grew up playing games become the developers. They become the studios, and they have the community positions, like community managers that work with gaming communities and things like that. So they grew up playing the games and loving the games, and then they wanted to further the evolution of games by adding to that industry. So it was a very important thing. And then you had this group come in that was not like the cog. Like they were we'll say they were a triangle or they were a star. They're not a gear. And they would start to mess up the clock. And then more of them would come in, and the clock would either stop moving or it would go backwards.
They're taking advantage of the system that was in place. It was like, it's like when I noticed like some people take advantage of the system when like a give and take system like we have as streamers. Like, you know, like I'd be like, hey guys, you know, you can, you know, just let me know, you know, just ask me some questions and stuff. And then I would have, you know, sometimes on certain streams, I just had people just demanding answers to questions all the time. When it's just supposed to be a give and take thing. It's just supposed to be casual, like, if you want to talk to me, you know. But then they kind of, like, take advantage of it, you know.
But the thing is, like, once they got into the clock, once they got into that industry, when things didn't start to go their way, they would immediately, and let's say the clock broke or the clock's not running right, they're the first to turn on everyone else and say it's your fault that this isn't working anymore. When they're like they're the ones that were the destructive party.
So you just seem like demons. Like that's what a demon would do, honestly. I mean, doesn't even seem human that you could be that evil.
Well, it doesn't make sense, but yet that's what it was. Like even now, like when all these games failed last year. Usually when a game developer, especially in Asia, when their game fails, they look inward and they're like, okay, what did we do wrong that didn't work? And let's not do that again. Whereas American game developers, they would look at the fans. They were basically Principal Skinner. They were like, am I the one to blame for what happened? No, it's the children's fault. They're the one to blame. So they took their relationship with gamers and they cast it aside to try to appease this 1% of people that didn't even buy their product. And so it created this huge mess in the industry for like 5 or 6 years because for the first time you had game developers and gamers going to war with each other. So instead of working as a group, as a big community, the community was divided because there was all this infighting.
It's like if you have several kids in your family and one of the kids is always doing bad stuff like stealing from your parents and wrecking your parents' car and just like doing a bunch of bad stuff. And then they blame it on all the other kids, but they're always the one doing it. Mm-hmm. And then you have the parents yelling at their other children when literally their other children weren't doing anything. It's just this one kid is doing all this bad stuff and literally lying about it. That's what it really feels like. It's very manipulative, like very messed up. Like you'd have to be a whole different kind of evil to do that. Especially on a regular basis, especially at your own job where you get hired. You get paid by a company. You get paid by a company. The company gives you a job and you take advantage of it. And then you use it to hurt people. You use it to hurt the fans. You use it to hurt the company. You use it to hurt the people that hired you, that gave you a job. What kind of sick people would do that? Mm-hmm. You should be thankful for getting a job.
But eventually all that poking and prodding basically woke the sleeping dragon because gamers just didn't appreciate all that. They didn't appreciate like being villainized all the time and being blamed for other people's problems because nobody in the Western market ever, and even today with Suicide Squad, they're actually blaming the Arkham fandom for the reason the game failed, when it was their own fault that the game failed.
I mean, you don't really need all these consultant agencies anyway.
No.
Like, that's the whole thing. Like, I remember seeing Capcom talking about Monster Hunter. And, I mean, they already have them, you know, I'm not talking about the people in Monster Hunter. They were talking about the monsters. They started being asked about the monsters. They already have a lot of... You can make your character any way you want. There's already tons of multiculturalism in the people.
Right.
So, and plus there's all kinds of, you know, it's a fantasy world. But, like, they were asked, oh, well, do you have consultants about the different animals and how they would move? And you have a consulting agency? And they were like, no, why would we do that? That's our developer's job. That's their whole job, is to think of new monsters and figure out how they would move. That we already have game developers for making the monsters. That's our job. We create the monsters. Why would we need a consultant agency for our own job that we already do? And I was like, thank you. Like, if more people, like, said that, it's like, why do you need a consultant agency? It would be like if I hired somebody to come in here and watch me do this Let's Play and tell me how to do my job when I'm already doing it.
The biggest scam in the game industry the past 6 years was consultant groups. Like,
it
was very easy money for them to come in, and they just messed everything up because they weren't gamers. They were people that came in from the entertainment industry, and they basically screwed everything up because they never had, even if when you talk to these people and they were at their like little group meetings and stuff like that, they couldn't tell you their favorite game because they weren't gamers. So they were coming in and they were changing our industry, and they were never a part of our industry to begin with. They didn't grow up playing video games. They didn't have an understanding of gaming culture. They hated what gamers represented. They hated the freedom that gamers had. They hated the voice that gamers had. They wanted us to basically do and consume whatever they told us to. And when we said no and we stood up to them because they weren't used to blowback, they would just march in and change whatever, whether it was comic books, movies, TV. When they came into the game industry, they weren't prepared for the war that was coming.
Quiet people are powerful people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as my grandma used to say, still waters run deep. Like, a lot of gamers, they just want to be quiet and do their, you know, a lot of them do their game personally at home.
Mm-hmm.
So quiet people are usually very powerful.
Well, because a lot of gamers, like, they enjoy different things, other types of entertainment than what, you know, other people who like movies and anime and all this other stuff, like, there are different things that people like. And gamers is a, you know, million-wide group that's all over the world, like millions of people. And there are so many different genres in gaming that basically transcends what's available in books and movies and television and even anime. Like, you know, gaming has so many types of experiences that it's its own branch of entertainment that's completely different and separate, and it also offers something that you can't get at the movies and anime and all that other stuff, because like the way that the games are made, most people are going to find a favorite game and genre that's tailored to their tastes and their likes. You know, whether it's a puzzle game or adventure or racing or whatever.
You know what it just reminded me of? Like, Anger Management with Adam Sandler. Where, oh my gosh. What's the guy who played Joker again? Oh my gosh.
Jared Leto?
No, the guy who played Joker in the 80s?
Oh, Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
When he says, like, he goes, there's two types of angry people. He says there's the one guy that gets annoyed and yells at you on the plane. And then he's like, and then there's the quiet people. He's like, they just keep, you know, picking at them until suddenly they explode with anger. And that's exactly how I feel about gamers. It's like, you know, like with the movies and TV people, you know, they're the extroverts. So they're like, you know, like they kind of get mad. Like, oh man, why'd they change this? Oh well. On to the next Marvel movie. You know, it bothers them for a second and then they just move on. But it's like for the quiet people that enjoy playing their games at home, you know, you just keep picking at them and picking at them and picking at them until it's just like you've had enough, like you are done.
Yep.
You know, like you think that they're just going to act the same way as everyone else, but they're not going to react that way. They're going to react differently.
Well, if you keep
Fight for my
taking
family
away
until the end.
things that people like, and you keep changing it to the point where it's unrecognizable, and then you have the audacity to challenge them, like, so what led to the downfall of these people is they almost acted like gamers. They were kind of smug and talking smack all the time, like, about, you know, our people, like gamers and stuff like that. And the gamers were like, all right, they're trying to talk smack with us. All right, well, let's see. You know, we basically did the same thing against them. We just acted like how we normally did. And then they couldn't take it because, I mean, you know, gamers are very competitive and all this other stuff.
And also one thing they did was they would be mean online. They'd be like, you're in your mom's basement, and then they couldn't take it when people talked back to them and said stuff about them. It's like, well, you're not even good at writing the script, like, and what games have you actually played? And you know, it doesn't even feel like you're a gamer at all. And then they were like, oh, you're bothering me now. It's like, well, you were the one who started it, though. Like, you said mean stuff first.
I'll fight for my
But
family until
the culture
end.
wars against, like, movies and comic books would never change. If you go back to even 2017 when a lot of this stuff was starting out, the comic book industry didn't change at all. The reason why gaming changed is because we are a completely different type of media than anything else. And the fact that for the longest time we had a connection and worked with game developers and stuff like that, like gamers, and have this big tight community, I think that's also part of the reason why everything eventually switched back, is because, especially in Asia, they understand that their customers are important, whereas in Western studios, they would adamantly go out of their way to alienate and annoy their customers, and then when their customers left for, like, other experiences and other companies, it took, like, years for them to finally wake up and be like, well, you know, maybe this isn't the right path for our company.
Yeah, I also think, like, with one thing I noticed about playing online with people, something that I never had experienced before I did gaming was, you know, you play online with people from all over the world and who have all different kinds of lifestyles, are coming from all different kinds of countries, all different religions, all different ethnicities. And you don't even know who you're playing with. You're just playing with somebody named, you know, Mega Star Ultra. You don't know who that person is, if they're a guy or a girl, whatever. They could be, you know, playing from Africa, India, whatever. You have no idea who the person is.
The only way you'd know is if you have, like, the voiceover thing on, and not everybody even plays the voiceover thing, because if you listen to people playing games online, you're gonna run into a lot of vulgarity and all kinds of
But
stuff.
what I'm saying is, like, a lot of the stuff you play online with people, like, I've been playing online with people for many years. And we played online with people from all different countries, you know, people that, you know, live in the suburbs, inner city, country, whatever. Like, every kind of person you can imagine plays online. And there was already equality online in a way, because you could make up whatever username you wanted. Like, nobody had any, you can't really look down on someone because of some aspect about them when you don't even know who they are. Everyone's already treated equally. Like, you know, you just, you know. So I just think it's interesting, like, they were trying to be like, well, you know, we're trying to make it equal, and it's like, well, it already is, because you can already make whatever username you want. Like, you're just everyone's the same. You know, you make your character model, you join in the game. It's all based on how good you are at the game. It's all based on skill.
I could use some help here.
Sorry.
I thought I was gonna be able to beat that person. I couldn't do it. Darn.
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
At least our team is kind of winning. My sacrifice will not be in vain. But that person wasn't letting me get out because they knew I was a healer. Just being, like, constantly targeted. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, this is gonna be a long fight. Move. And Scarlet almost ready to use her super move, so just bear in mind, people, I would target her first. No, not again. No. Told you. Yo, chaos!
Well, I moved it forward 2 inches. Or we moved it forward 2 inches. I was
I
standing
mean, we're
on
doing
it.
pretty good pushing it forward.
I do like that silver scroll girl costume. It does look cool.
I mean, I still can't believe that most of the costumes that have already come out in this game, they still, what's the word they're still available to buy, whereas in Fortnite, the costumes are only available for a limited time, and then that's it.
I just was thinking about this one guy's article. I don't know if it was IGN or some other gaming site. And they were like, well, they're like, I don't like Marvel Rivals so far because unlike Overwatch, they've released so many costumes and characters at the beginning. And there's more coming soon. So many. And they're like, there's too many to choose from. And they're like, this is overwhelming for someone like me. I won't have time to try every costume out. And they're like, I liked how Overwatch would make a huge thing every month where they would release one costume and make a huge deal of it.
Can I be completely
And it's
honest
like,
with you?
oh my gosh.
That dude is not a gamer and he works at a gaming site. There are so many people that are game press that are not really gamers. They have liberal arts degrees. Most of the gamers, they kicked out of the publications because they called us toxic. So most people who work at IGN today are people that started gaming casually in like the early 2000s, and they have a problem with how games were in the 2000s. So those people are not gamers. Those people are tourists and posers.
It's like they're saying they don't like the game because it's too good of a game. I don't understand. So they don't like it because there's too much good content in it? What?
The game that you're witnessing right now, this game is going to be what kills Overwatch. Because every 4 weeks they release a new character, or characters. They have tons of skins. The gameplay is still really fun. They do a good job of balancing for the most part. Some people are pretty upset because of certain nerfs and buffs, like recently. But, you know, it always fluctuates about like what character is going to be good and what character is going to be bad. You know? But at the same time, they keep pumping in the content and things that people want. So, chances are... Alright, well, I pushed it forward. I don't know. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's like, well... It's like they were explaining in their article why Overwatch is worse than this game.
What website was that? Was it The Gamer?
I think it was The Gamer.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are employed at The Gamer and Kotaku are not gamers anymore.
Yeah.
They came over from working at entertainment publications. No, it's true.
No,
So they
I believe
they
you.
worked at places that were like tabloid newspapers. They worked at people that covered film and TV and cartoons and movies. And they got a job in the game industry because they thought it would be easy to talk about games because games are for kids. That's what they believe.
Oh my god.
Right.
Wow.
So
that's funny.
Right. When they talk about games and stuff like that, they have some of the dumbest takes and dumbest things that they want to see in the game because they really don't. When they do their reviews of games, especially at IGN now, they're not playing through the entire game to completion. They're doing what we used to do with what first impressions of games were, which would you play the first 3 hours of the game, and then you would make your first impression because you would get access to the game, and then like a week later you'd be allowed to post your review. But to get your first impression out, you would get all the emotional aspect of, you know, the highs and lows of what you experienced the first time playing, and then when you would do the review, you would have to make a clear, like, almost like an outline explaining all the good and the bad from like a non emotional point of view. So it was like a more like objective like approach. Like, this is what the game has to offer. This is what it does. This is what we think it has in terms of longevity and all this other stuff. So you would have like a list that you would go through when you were writing it. Whereas when you're doing a first impression, it is literally your first time playing the game. You write that up. And that is what a lot of these publications do now, is they're doing first impressions, but they're calling them reviews. That's why every game they play gets an 8 or a 9, because they're coming in with that high expectation of first playing the game.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be an element that we did with game reviews back in the day, and even in the 90s, was a first experience with the game, and you use that to kind of build up, okay, so now I'm going to start working on my review now that I played through the entire game. Let's see, you know, if that high lasts like the second time through the game or whatever. And then you would base your review on that, like how many hours you invested into the game. Then you would do the review. So many of these publications right now, for the past like 4 or 5 years, they're essentially doing first impressions, and they're labeling them as reviews so they get the clicks.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Right, but they're not gamers.
Oh yeah, that guy didn't seem like a gamer at all, because like it was like, so you're upset that they have too many good costumes? That's the problem? And also too many good characters? That's your problem with the game?
Which, I mean, a lot of people, especially in this, they appreciate that Marvel Rivals is keeping up with the new characters. We got Blade coming out soon. Eventually the X-Men characters are going to be joining. You know, they have a roadmap of what's going to happen, but they don't tell us what characters are coming. It's kind of like a surprise. They do a big reveal trailer, and then you can expect these characters coming. We haven't even gotten the reveal trailer of Blade, technically, yet. And we know Blade is coming.
Oh, that's right. Blade is coming, because we got the hint of him. He was in one of the. He's in one of the stages, like slumped over. Or
so they're building the appropriate amount of hype for this franchise by including new Marvel characters and letting certain leaks happen, but they're not overwhelming people with stuff. So it's like people know Blade is on the horizon because you can see him in this, or not this particular level, but one of the levels, like the vampire level. He's captured by Dracula.
The one thing I thought was odd reading that quote-unquote game journalist article, quote-unquote, was the fact that he said it was overwhelming for him to figure out how to play the game. When he's a game journalist, you would think that his entire job is playing games and telling people how to play them, and he's admitting in his article he can't figure out how to play it. When literally probably 10-year-olds are playing this game.
When I see people who do write-ups, and they're basing complaints on things that's easily fixed, like later in the game. Like, I'll give you a core example.
Yes.
So, in the Yakuza game, if you don't further progress the story, you don't get the really good super moves that help you take on lots of enemies. Now, I've been grinding the character up, so I haven't had to worry about, like, any problems with the difficulty increasing because I'm already over-leveled.
Right.
And now that I'm actually getting the super moves that are going to help people as they progress the story, you know, I can't then go and write a review and say, I don't like this game because it doesn't have enough super moves. Well, the way that I've been playing the game for like 30 hours or whatever is I'm slowly progressing the story as we go. So recently I actually got a story element power that does make things a lot easier because I can summon these sharks to eat people. When before all I had was my sword and gun. So, like, they would take that sword and gun approach and they would complain about how there's no cool abilities yet and all this other stuff, when in reality they're not playing the story of the game. They're right. So what they do is when they make these complaints about things is they're only focusing on the gameplay that they're playing, and they're not moving forward in the game, which will usually repair or even improve their experience with the game.
Like, have they never heard of the fact that after you know, work hard at something and then you finally achieve it, then you get satisfaction out of that? Like, it feels like they've never had that experience of having to work for something, achieve it, and then feel satisfied. Like, that's the whole point of gaming, but they always want like immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification. They can't work for it. It feels like they're just lazy.
Well, they are lazy. Like I said, like when I left the game industry, I was getting alienated because, I mean, our YouTube channel was doing phenomenally well, and I didn't want to take orders from people anymore. Like, my boss was driving me crazy because my editor, who was a real gamer, had moved on to his own, you know, he started doing Facebook gaming. The guy that they brought in to be the editor at Got Game was not a gamer. Right. The person who they gave the editor position at Got Game was a person who had a background in the Hollywood section. So he was someone who, like, he did write-ups of, like, Hollywood stuff from the 90s, and, you know, he enjoyed parody films and whatever. So he got the job. He got hired by Steve because he was an editor for entertainment, and he was transitioning into gaming, but he was not a gamer. He couldn't tell me over the phone what his favorite game was because he didn't grow up playing games. So he and I would clash so many times over the phone and by email because I would try to explain to him, you can't go and do a write-up of the game the way that you did because you're going to make us a laughingstock because the gamers are going to know that you're a fake right away because your complaints are easily rectified 2 hours into the game.
Yeah.
You're going to make us look bad in comparison because you're our editor and you have time to write all this stuff up, but you're only playing about 2 hours of the game before you're using our company to write up, and we're going to become a laughingstock because we are the representatives to gamers, and we are going to we're going to misrepresent them because we're being dishonest.
Everyone's going to leave and not going to watch anymore.
Right, so we're going to lose our reputation and all this other stuff. And then they were hiring people, like, for positions because he brought in his friends. Like, I had to train a lady who was a Hollywood, like, reporter or whatever. And she was just really getting on my nerves because she would constantly, like, berate the Japanese developers.
Oh my gosh,
so,
why would she do that?
Well, she got several developers never to talk to Got Game again because she insulted them.
Yeah, I mean, Japanese society is very polite. Like, you can't be disrespectful.
Right, but when you bring these people in that aren't gamers and they're coming into the gaming space, it creates a problem because we can sniff frauds from a mile away. Gamers are very smart. And it's not hard because like, you don't have to be a hardcore gamer. You could even be a journalist as a casual, but you need to play the games. You cannot base your reviews based on, another person's account or, what you read from another website.
Right.
You need to play the game yourself so you get an understanding of how that game works.
Right.
Oh my gosh, did Naomi just do something?
We just got...
Holy cow, Naomi!
We just got, I don't know, we got a highlighted message and then we got some gifted memberships, I think.
Why in the world did we not get notified?
I don't know.
Sorry, Naomi, we were in a bit of a discussion. My goodness.
Sorry, Luke.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at my program. It's supposed to alert me. Naomi, you are the top donator of the day. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you.
Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you, Naomi. Upgraded to Ultimate Hero.
Right. That's what I saw.
And 5 gifted memberships. Unbelievable. Thank you, Naomi.
The GIF is already going. I know. Sorry. Sorry, Naomi. We usually our system alerts us and like Skeletor's not doing his job. I don't know why he's not doing his job, but he's not. The program is on too. Unless you guys saw Skeletor pop up, I didn't hear anything. Like he's supposed to laugh or something. Oh well. Okay.
All right. We also got a highlighted message from Joshua Yu. Okay. And Joshua Yu says, thanks for all the great vids. Member for 41 months. Thank you, Joshua. Says, have you guys seen the achievements tab on the account career page in Marvel Rivals?
No, we have
They have
not.
a nice reward for doing the tasks. Thanks. Okay, so I will screenshot that and check that out. Thank you, Joshua. I mean, thank you, Naomi. You're breathtaking. Says no Skeletor.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you for becoming an ultimate. Yay!
Thank you, Naomi. You're breathtaking.
Until next time. So, Naomi, what would you like for your ultimate now that we have your undivided attention?
I have no clue what game to play. Says Miss Naomi.
Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it
No
out.
Skeletor! Y'all are good, says Naomi. Hey, Naomi says, hey, y'all. Enjoy the gifted membership, says Naomi.
Skeletor's gonna get a timeout.
Thank you, Naomi. Well, we'll give Skeletor a talking to. Skeletor!
I'm gonna replace you with He-Man.
He gets 3 strikes, and then he's replaced. Then he'll be replaced with He-Man.
Replaced with He-Man.
And then after He-Man has to go fight crime, then we'll bring Skeletor
The thing is, I could never do a He-Man impression, though. Yeah, we did the Ultra. Now he's working!
He's late.
He's late! And that's for Naomi right there. The, Ultra upgrade. Okay, that's enough.
Yay! Thank you, Naomi. We'll check that out also, Joshua. Alright, thank you, Jotaro says. Blade and Emma are the next characters, it seems. Emma's interaction lines and Blade's model with jacket and sword are in the files.
Ooh.
Awesome, Jotaro. Thank you for the super chat, Jotaro. Oh, you know, Blade is free on Amazon Prime right now to watch the movie.
The Arted Ray.
Arted Ray. Yes, the rated R.
The rated R movies.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it because I've just seen Commando and I just watched a few other, like, action R-rated movies, so I'm ready to go.
You would have to, in order to get... You would have to be able to watch the RoboCop movies if you're going to watch the Blade movies uncensored.
Why?
It's so much blood and limbs and all kinds of stuff.
I'm ready for it. I have to prepare. I'll watch it while I'm eating.
No!
Yes, I am going to!
No,
then I can get
not.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Do not watch the Wesley Snipes Blade movies while eating. Do not.
I'll eat some tomato soup.
No. No. Like, you cannot be prepared for how much blood is in that.
Oh, wow.
Like, there was literally a club scene. It's in the first movie, I believe. He goes into an underground rave, and it's a vampire party, and he kills everybody, and it's like the sprinklers of just, like, blood everywhere. Like, literally, it's a white room that becomes covered in blood. From ceiling to floor, and Blade is, like, covered in it. And,
oh my gosh, have you seen it, Luke?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh my gosh.
I saw it at a friend's house.
Oh my gosh.
Right. But then I saw the TV version, and the TV version was better. Like, because they edit out a lot of the gore.
I saw Blade by accident as a kid, and I had nightmares, says Miss Deanna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blade is a very hardcore movie. You gotta prep for it.
I need to watch Blade again. It's been so long since I've seen it, says Silver Sonic. And Miss Naomi gave another thing. Says Naomi Thomas, I will be donating more Saturday.
That's very sweet.
Thank you, Naomi.
Thank you, Naomi. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for the help. Oh, I don't know, guys. I feel like I need to prepare for this. Oh, and thank you, Jotaro, for the super chat. Darn it, I forgot. Thank you, guys. Cosmic Guardian is saying Emma Frost?
Emma Frost is coming in the same time as Blade. So the next new characters will be Blade and Emma Frost. Emma Frost will be another X-Men character. Amber, you didn't accept my invite.
Oh, I'm sorry. Luke, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Naomi and everyone, for the super chats and highlighted messages. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna check out the, so somebody said the tab with the hero tab, that you can get your, get the rewards.
What rewards?
Achievements. Okay.
I don't even know. I've never gone to a hero tab.
I'm getting my achievements here. Okay, now I got my achievements.
Hey guys, could you make sure you guys watch the YouTube short? We've been kind of struggling with this stream a little bit. So like our hourly views are kind of dipping quite a bit. So if you guys could help keep things stable with the YouTube short, that would be fantastic.
Alright, so Joshua, you was...
See, it made a noise, but now there's no... Oh, Skeletor broke. That was weird. Okay.
But what do we do with these? These are units you can buy stuff with!
What? Where? What?
Okay, just go to your, over...
What?
You gotta... You can't be in this. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Go over there where Spider-Man's face is, in the upper right corner.
Spider-Man's face?
Spider-Man's face, Luke. Spider-Man's face. In
Okay,
the upper right.
alright.
Just click there. Okay, now
What?
go where it says achievements. And
Here?
there. Okay, now do what I'm doing. Go
Claim
to
all?
each one. Oh, I didn't even know there was a claim all button.
Okay.
Okay, claim all. Yep, claim all. Go to each page, each of these tabs, and click claim all. Then you gotta go to the present. Oh my gosh!
What present?
The present up on top. You didn't see that. Go to the top. The top.
Okay. Here?
Yes.
Okay.
got some
so
things.
what do these do?
I think some of those are like emotes or something.
Okay, because remember, I don't have very good eyesight, so it's hard for me to see things.
No, the present.
Is that
Oh,
Storm?
you got 500 units. Oh
What?
my gosh! You
What?
got the White Storm costume! Ivory Breeze.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I think you got a costume.
I haven't played ranked though.
I don't know.
How often do you play Storm on this account?
I mean, I just was playing Storm recently.
You really got... You wanted the White Storm costume. Seriously? Oh, let me go check. Where is it? Heroes? Storm. Where's Storm at? Because didn't you do Mohawk Storm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Aurora? There she is.
Her name is Aurora?
Aurora.
Aurora? Oh.
Yeah. Okay, cosmetics. Yeah, there you go, Amber. You got it.
Oh my gosh! You guys, we got the Ivory Breeze Storm costume.
All your work paid off, Amber.
Wow!
This is the skin Amber's wanted for the longest time.
Oh, it's so pretty.
White Storm.
Yep.
Cool. I just wish that they changed her hair though, like gave her like the full flowing hair.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
For the white costume.
I agree.
Then it'd be super 90s.
Yeah.
Give her the 90s perm.
Storm was the coolest character ever. I agree, Miss Deanna. Storm is the best character in the game. Storm is best girl.
Storm is best girl.
She is though.
All right, let's continue.
Cute. She's cute and pretty.
Now that looks amazing. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we didn't have to pay for that either.
Wow. Okay, thanks for showing us that, Joshua. That's awesome. I didn't realize that. Congratulations, says Joshua.
Thank you guys. I wouldn't have seen that because I'm legally blind.
That
So
looks amazing, says Silver Sonic.
I wouldn't know that I even had that.
Awesome, says Tim Moeller. We got the Ivory Breeze Storm outfit. That's the Storm my sisters and I grew up with and love. Awesome, Miss Deanna. Very cool. So I guess we'll be doing a showcase of Ivory Breeze Storm at some point.
Mm-hmm. Makes
Wait,
sense.
she wears that in the comics at one point? I thought they just made that up for the game.
No, of course she has a white costume. She had a white costume in the 90s.
Oh.
Of course.
I just thought she looked pretty and I didn't know it was
No, it's based on a real a look for her, like the Jim Lee version. Yeah, I'm gonna have
That's cool.
I might have to start getting something to put my hair in the back now. It's getting
Here,
too
you
long.
can have my scrunchie if you want.
I don't want a scrunchie.
Here it is.
No,
Take it.
no, don't
it
give me a
matches
no.
your shirt.
No scrunchie. Do not scrunchie me. No, no.
It'll make you feel better.
It won't make me feel better. Do not scrunchie me. Do not.
It helps get the hair off your neck.
I don't have. What are you doing? This is.
30
Do
seconds
not give me a
before you
man
attack.
bun.
Get ready.
You were not doing that, are you? What are you doing? That feels weird. I just wanted like a basic, like cool ponytail thing. I didn't want. What are you doing?
Okay, you want it like down here.
Okay, this feels weird, Amber.
There you go.
That doesn't feel like a ponytail.
It is.
Okay.
3, 2,
Actually, it should be lower down here.
Yeah.
Because it looks too girly if you have it up there like that.
destination.
There. Now you look like a man.
Now I look like Link.
There you go.
Link put his hair into something.
Yeah,
in
it has to be
Tears of the
down
Kingdom.
lower. There, it looks more handsome like that.
Wait, did somebody take my character? You punker!
Whoops.
You ruined my showcase, dude.
Oh no.
Until I return to my world once more.
While I was doing Luke's hair, bad things were happening.
We're down in the count.
Oh.
I am Loki. Or am I? Render me assistance.
Pick up your toys, Moon Knight. Clear the path. Get that vehicle moving again.
Okay, we're doing great. Alright, let's move on.
Let's roll.
Yeah, it's so weird, guys, that my entire life I wanted to grow my hair really long. And, you know, when I had a midlife crisis, that's when I actually grew my hair, like, 90s, like, Fabio style. It's so weird.
Double KO. I don't give up Silas
I didn't even, like, my dad saw how long my hair was when I saw my dad recently. He's like, I never thought at your age you would be able to grow it that long. And it's like, I know, right? Because, I mean, most people in our family, they start to thin up top, but it's like, not me.
Oh, you can be Michael Bolton.
I could be Michael Bolton.
Nobody can hang with the pulse.
If it gets a little bit longer, we're talking Michael Bolton hair, yeah, almost. Just a little bit. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool because I mean, you know. And you seem to like it. You're starting to call me Kevin Sorbo lately. He's like,
I call Luke Hercules now.
yeah.
I'm watching the Hercules, the show from the 90s, and I'm like, oh, Luke is Hercules.
Oh, how is your marathon going anyway? Did you get to see the second episode with Xena yet or no?
Unfortunately.
The one where she and Hercules get together? You didn't like that? Everybody used to talk about that episode so much. It's because she was with Aeolus first, right?
No, it's because they were just kissing all the time. It was gross.
Well, I mean,
It was just too
they
much.
had. Oh, well, yeah, there was
I
that.
didn't know what was happening. I was just like, what? What kind of show is this becoming? What kind of show is this?
Well, you don't see her again for a
I thought
while.
this was a family show.
It was never a family show.
See, I thought it was.
No, they just like they had. It was a. That was a primetime show. It wasn't a.
I did not like all the kissing. It was making me feel uncomfortable.
It was a show for adults. It's just it was in the 90s, so they had to adhere to certain types of stuff. They couldn't be too spicy. That came later with cable. That was a prime.
No, it wasn't too spicy. They just
Hercules was a prime time.
they just kissed a couple of times, but it was very passionate.
Yep.
And then when she was like, "Well, I'm going now," and he's like, "All right, let me say goodbye." It's like 1 hour later they're done kissing. It's like, oh my god, please. So no, I didn't. I wasn't. I'm glad Xena is gone. Hopefully we won't see her again.
There's a couple more crossovers with her.
I don't even.
But mostly she got her own show.
I don't get her character at all. It's like I'm a murdering woman who's manipulative. I'm now the main character and a good person. It's like, what?
It's called a redemption arc.
How is she redemption arc? She murdered all those people and then manipulated Aeolus to try to kill Hercules. There's nothing redemption
No,
there.
she tried to kill Hercules in her first appearance when she was evil, and then her second appearance she started to become an anti-hero, and then by her third appearance she is now, like, you know, changed by Hercules, and she's gonna go do good in the world. She's not a villain anymore. She still might do some dubious stuff, so she becomes basically an anti-hero.
I don't know. I just hope we don't see Xena anymore.
They tried to do more crossovers, but they didn't have the budget for it because they had the Xena show. So I think they had, like... I don't know if Hercules ever guest starred on Xena. I don't think so. I think she only ever came to his show.
Yeah, I think that would be uncomfortable to fake. Like, also, I mean, at least she apologized to Aeolus. Like, at least that.
Well, they did the Power Rangers thing with that show, though, because it was... They had the same sets, almost. It all took place in New Zealand, I believe. Because Lucy Lawless, I believe, was a New Zealand actress. And Sorbo and everybody else was over in New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A lot of people seem to film in New Zealand.
But as much as people liked Hercules, I really liked him in Andromeda. Like, I liked that sci-fi show. I thought it was...
remember that show.
It was pretty cool. It was like a mixture of Stargate and Star Trek.
Yeah, I do remember that show.
Yeah.
Andromeda was the ship.
Limelight cannot be
And Andromeda was a female, but the ship was a female, like had a voice.
Yeah, something like that. It was I mean, he was a little bit older when he did the show, but it's still, I thought it was, I really liked it as a sci-fi show, because after The Next Generation was off the air and Deep Space Nine was pretty much gone, I didn't like the Star Trek Voyager show and some of the other Star Trek shows that came out. Like, after The Next Generation, is like, Voyager was okay, But like Deep Space Nine was so much better because it continued a lot of the storytelling and the characters from the Next Generation. So I really, you grew to really like these characters, and to see them like get transferred to another job off the Enterprise was kind of cool. They brought both Worf, and you had Lieutenant O'Brien, and other characters came over, and they met all these new characters in Deep Space Nine. So that was awesome. It was like kind of like your own cinematic universe type thing, you know. In the 90s, they were doing crossovers before crossovers became like a big, lucrative like film thing. I don't remember if Jean-Luc ever guest starred on Deep Space Nine or not, but anyway, when Deep Space Nine was going off the air, that's when Andromeda, I believe, was coming out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was so much better for me than Star Trek Voyager and some of the other Star Trek spin-offs.
I'm at this point in the show in which they have like a heck hound, and they're feeding people to him, and they're trying to grow him big so he can eat her. Cause it's kind of disturbing. There's like several people who are being eaten by this giant like 80s hound.
I got stuck on the thing and it wouldn't let me use my super. That's mean. I've never seen that happen. So my watch out! Dang it. I didn't know where she was coming from.
No, I do like the show. I think I might actually, if I watch both, I think I might prefer Andromeda over that show. Actually.
The problem that I had with Hercules that got stale for me is, like, the storytelling was fine. It's just the action sequences became, like, the same choreography every time for Hercules. With Xena was a martial artist, so at least they could change up her fights and stuff like that. But Hercules was the same type of combat over and over again. Even, like, the Power Rangers, when they would do fight scenes, the choreography would change, like, every episode. Especially when they were unmorphed. Hercules fights, most of them have him drop to his knee with his sword, you know, over to show that he's struggling a little bit. And then he's able to push people back, or he does the same roll, or he jumps and does a split when people charge at him. He does the same stuff. Xena was flipping around, and she was using her sword and kicking people and doing throws, and, you know, the actress was actually a martial artist. So she was incorporating, like, different types of martial arts styles when she fought. Whereas Kevin Sorbo was just a pretty face that was doing a lot of the same choreography every time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So the fights for me always became really stale unless he was fighting like a mythical creature, because then they could, especially if there was CGI involved, then they could change up how Hercules did stuff. He could pick up something like a pillar, or he could show his strength. But when he's fighting humans, it's the same type of like sword combat and all that other stuff.
I guess I liked the show for the moral lessons, like the idea of like it was like a mythical show of like
the storytelling and the acting was fun. It's just some aspects of the show got very stale very quick compared to Xena. Xena was just more intense.
Yeah, but I didn't like Xena because she was a bad person.
Not again. Chaos Lady.
Man.
I'm trying to push everything forward and I can't.
Like Scarlet Witch needs to get therapy because she's like insanely angry all the time.
I was the last one trying to push it. Sorry guys, I didn't make it.
It's okay. I feel bad that they're getting rid of Scarlet Witch in the MCU or whatever.
She died.
Oh.
It's not that they got rid of her, she died.
That's odd because the actress was like, said, oh, or Elizabeth Olsen or whatever.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I didn't know they were getting rid of my character.
It's like they killed the character, yeah.
If your character's dead, I don't know how you would think that you would come. What did you think you were gonna come back to life? I guess it's a comic, so I guess she could have come back to life.
Yep.
I feel like after Scarlet Witch went insane, like it was kind of hard for people to look at her the same anymore because she was kind of crazy. Maybe it's hard for her to look at her like she's just like a happy-go-lucky hero again. Oh, hey guys, it's me, Scarlet Witch. How's it going, everyone? Remember, we worked together as a team? Yeah, Scarlet Witch, I remember when you tried to blow up an entire town and hold people hostage in some kind of like mind control thing because you had imaginary children that you couldn't let go of because you're, I don't know, insane.
Well, the thing is, what they were trying to do is they were trying with Scarlet Witches, they were trying to combine her villain arcs from like House of M and some other stuff. And so like they just didn't implement them very well. Like her reason for going crazy wasn't as good as the House of M stuff, which was a better characterization of Wanda and like some other stuff. So it didn't work out. And then at the same time, they also rushed her villain arc. Like when she was on TV and stuff like that, her TV show, like they really rushed it. You don't get a showcase because you stole my character.
The lady that they got to play that other witch, who was the quote real villain in the show. Honestly, I think that lady worked for SNL or something, but honestly, I do not. She was just like so bland. Like honestly,
her spin-off show did not do well.
She was such a bland actress and such a bland character, and honestly, she was worse. I thought I could not think of a villain worse than the way that they did the Mandarin dirty. Like they made him so dumb in that movie, and I thought they could not do a worse villain, but yet they did. They had that weird witch lady. A witch lady could not have been a worse villain. Like, oh, it's secretly me. I'm a random witch, and I'm in this town, and I've been the one influencing it the whole time. Okay. So now what do we do? Oh, everything goes back to normal, and everything's perfectly fine. It's like, okay, this was extremely anticlimactic. It's like the only one, like, memorable thing was they introduced one of the Marvels ladies in that. But she was just kind of randomly introduced. I don't know. Or the other Miss Marvel.
Okay, go back to
the other Captain Marvel.
Go back to your thing so we can get you in.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it would have been more interesting personally if, like, I thought that I read somewhere that that's maybe I'm misreading this or whatever, but I thought I remember something about Scarlet Witch feeling like everyone was threatening her, and so she like created this thing in her mind where she was protecting herself with her family and stuff. Whereas in this version, I don't know why I don't even remember why she created kids in her mind. Like, I don't even remember why she did that.
I can't tell you. I liked the Wanda show when it started. Oops.
Because it started with the kids. Do you want me to undo? You could just undo the last person you added.
Did I play with Doesn't R though? Like, there's so few people here that I don't know who I've been playing with.
We don't remember who we just played with. Did we just play with anyone?
I'm gonna get rid of Spidey, and then no, don't block. Where's remove? There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll try to get you in when we can, Lego Andrew. Sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure I have been playing with Lego, though. Every once in a while. It's hard because there's not as many people here, so it's like... Which is fine. I mean, it's a weekday. But it feels like...
I feel like it was like... Instead of... I don't know. To be completely honest, I don't like any of the Disney Plus shows. After watching several of them, I got rid of Disney Plus because I felt like the quality of the writing was so bad compared to the movies that there was absolutely no reason to even get the show. Like, and that's why I feel like, obviously, and I don't want to like open a wound, but I really feel like instead of Sam getting the shield in his Disney Plus show, it should have been in the movie, but whatever.
Of course it should have been in the movie, because even film goers are going into the film and they're like, what? And they're like, oh yeah, remember when Steve gave him the shield? Well, there was a whole TV show. Like, the fact that they were expecting general audiences to know what was going on.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Like, what film people need to learn is that, you know, a lot of people aren't going to go through all of the additional work to get caught up on TV shows, and it's nice that they try to interconnect things, but the thing is, they should probably, if they do a TV show, like a spin-off, they shouldn't have it really continue the entire story of what's going to be a movie to the extent that they do. It should just be like a little sprinkle here and there. and then have the TV adventure be like its own thing.
The main plot should have been in the movie of Sam getting the shield and everything behind that and how he felt about it and all his thinking about it and all the drama of that. That should have been in the movie, and then the show should have been him and Bucky, you know, the adventures of Sam and Bucky. Like,
the problem is
like that's what it should have
the
been.
movie, it is basically a end game or a concluding chapter to the Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton. Like,
oh, wow.
yeah, they bring back just about every character that was associated with the Hulk movies.
Oh, wow.
And they don't even have the Hulk in the movie. Like, so they
Wow.
have a Hulk character, which is Harrison Ford, but they don't even bring in the Hulk actor to have a conclusion to his story. They use Sam, who has no connection to these characters whatsoever. Other than the President of the United States.
Who's writing these movies?
Right.
Oh my god.
Why do you think they're bringing back the writer who did Endgame and Infinity War for the next Avengers movies? I'm being completely serious.
I'm just wondering who's writing them, and they should probably fire whoever's writing these movies because it just sounds bad.
Right.
It sounds like they just threw it together.
But Marvel realizes that their Phase 4 and 5 didn't do very well outside of like a few like sleeper hits like Deadpool and Wolverine and Guardians of the Galaxy, you know. And Phase 4 was the Spider-Man movie and things like that. But what they're doing now is because Marvel's actually learning from their mistakes, they're like, all right, we need to bring back the people responsible for making us a billion-dollar franchise to begin with. So they're bringing back Robert Downey Jr. for 2 movies, 2 or 3. And they're bringing back the writing team that was responsible for the top, you know, selling Avengers films. So when you do that, it is very possible for them to duplicate their success again because the writer of Endgame and Infinity War did a great job. Especially with that huge cast of characters, they were able to write and continue the stories of their individual appearances and make a really good ensemble piece. So when they do the next, I think it's like, I don't know, Avengers Doomsday and then Secret Wars or whatever it's called, they're going to have the same writing team that made those really big Avengers films.
I just feel bad for Sam because it's like, oh, great, I'm Captain America now. Awesome, I'm going to be the main character of my movie. Oh, actually, no, you're a side character in the Hulk movie for his conclusion arc. It's like, what? I'm Captain America! What? What is happening?
From what I've been told by my review friend, like in LA or whatever, or like California, I don't know where he is.
Like,
I thought he was in LA. He basically told me, he says, what's really funny is if you go and you see, and you remember the Captain America show with Bucky and Sam, he says, all the big things that they teased, other than a cameo of a certain character that I won't spoil, he's like, they never have a proper conclusion to anything that Sam did.
Wow.
He says the entire movie is orchestrated around the plot of the 2 Incredible Hulk movies, the one from 2003 and the one from 2008. And he says the funny thing is, he says Hulk doesn't even show up. No phone call, no nothing. And he says you have all these returning characters from those 2 movies.
Sounds like a Disney Plus show.
Right.
Sounds like
Whereas,
like a worse writing than the Disney Plus show.
When they made what's her name kind of a villainous role, like one of Captain America's ex-girlfriends, the blonde girl, and they were orchestrating a big thing with her storyline, it doesn't have a proper conclusion or a continuation in the Captain America movie. So all the stuff that was building up in Sam's movie or Sam's show doesn't really have any major impact for the character compared to all the Hulk-related characters, including Ross, who is, you know, President Harrison Ford.
Weren't they going to do something where I thought that Bucky went to Wakanda for a while to help himself feel better?
I mean, I would love to see a movie where we see Bucky have, like, a bigger role with Wakanda. Because he did have a relationship with Shuri.
Where were they going to... when were they going to talk about that again?
Wait, did they have a relation? Did he
I
have a thing
thought there was
with...
hinted that he liked her.
Yeah, was it a hint that...
I thought it was heavily hinted that he liked her a lot.
That's the impression I got. I thought he was, like, he and Suri were a thing or something like that.
It was very heavily hinted.
Because
like,
she made him a new arm, didn't she, or
yes.
something? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they were hanging out, like, a lot. Like, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give up so easily.
Oh, wait. Actually, I thought in the show with Bucky and Sam, I thought that,
Wakanda does show up in his show.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They give Sam his Wakanda armor. And
oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
His new Captain America suit is made of vibranium.
Oh, okay. I thought Bucky had a thing for Sam's sister in that as well. Maybe I'm wrong about this.
He might have. I didn't.
What? How many girls is Bucky gonna hit on?
I mean, Bucky is kind of a ladies' man. Like he is. He's like a Dick Grayson type. Although
he has one arm. How many
right.
ladies can you get with one? Bucky here is getting all these women with one arm, and there's guys that can't get a date that have two arms.
Right. So.
What's happening?
I think we need to stop teasing Dick Grayson because he's been in a committed relationship with Barbara now for going on 4 years. It's like the only really good thing to happen in comic books in the pandemic was the fact that we got Dick and Babs as a couple, and they're still, as far as I know, they're still together, and they have a puppy. A puppy who only has 3 legs.
There should be a Valentine's Day card that you can send someone, be like, if you don't have a date on Valentine's Day, know that Bucky is able to get any woman he wants with one arm. Just saying.
Oh, my favorite Valentine's thing is what Skeletor said. Skeletor was like, "Happy Valentine's Day, unless you're ugly. In that case, Happy Friday."
Yeah, because it would just be Friday.
Yeah, because ugly people can't get dates. Yeah, that's Skeletor savage.
Skeletor would know, since he's a skeleton.
No, he has Evil Lyn.
I don't know why she likes him.
Because she's attracted to power.
He's a skeleton.
It doesn't matter. I'm serious. It is canon that he and Evil Lyn are a thing. It's true.
He literally has no flesh on his bones at all.
Right.
He doesn't look
No. It's just his face. He has blue. His body turned blue when he became evil.
Oh, okay. So it's just his face is skeleton.
That weird like Egyptian scepter thing that he uses, or staff, it changed his body blue.
Oh,
and
okay.
it ripped off the flesh of his face.
Still though, like, how would you, like, you're on a date and Skeletor is there and he leans in for a kiss, like, what's happening? Like, what's gonna go on after this? Like, what do you kiss the bone of his tooth?
Come give Daddy some sugar.
Like, what would you? What? I don't know. I think that would be awkward. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that.
Want a bone? Oh wait.
He has a bone to pick with the waitress.
That joke was for the grown-ups.
No bones about it.
Oh wait, that Spider-Man guy was right in front of me. Whoops.
Yep. Bucky with the one arm and Skeletor with the no face. Literally a skeleton for a face can get ladies.
Also, do you know how long it took He-Man and Tilo to get together? Much longer than Skeletor and Evil Lyn.
Yeah,
I think we
love
lost.
at first sight with Evil Lyn.
No, it wasn't love at first sight with Evil Lyn. She was attracted to power.
Oh, so she just likes him because he's powerful.
Right, but there's lots of women that are attracted to wealth and power. It's a thing. Like, gold diggers wouldn't exist if it wasn't a thing. So I mean,
What about power diggers?
I don't know what a power digger is.
It'd be like a gold digger, but instead of trying to find gold, you're trying to find power. Be interesting. I just made it up. Well, this has been interesting.
Too far, Luke. Yeah, people are getting caught up in the chat now. My bad. It was a slip of the tongue. I was in character too much. It was funny though. Dad joke. Sort of. Sort of a dad joke.
I was hurting for certain.
That's hard. Yep, that makes sense.
I mean, I am a married guy, so sometimes I do married people jokes. Or couples jokes. Every once in a while. Anyway, so yeah, no, it's actually canon that Skeletor and Evil Lyn are a thing. And then in He-Man Revelation, she dumps him.
Oh, wow.
But then she gets back with him, and then she dumps him again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because secretly she is in love with him, but she realizes he's really... When he killed He-Man, she realized, maybe there's something a little bit too far with this guy.
Oh, he really did kill He-Man?
That was the whole point of He-Man Revelation. Yeah, he killed him.
Oh.
The first episode.
That's much better.
What's He-Man Revelation?
That's
the
the
new show?
That's the Netflix show. There's been 2 He-Man shows by Kevin Smith.
I didn't watch it.
The first season, He-Man dies. And then at the end of the first season, he comes back. And then the second season is all about the relationship between Teela and He-Man. And it literally takes them 2 seasons for them to become an official couple.
Oh.
And they never have a date. Ever. There's one kissing scene where they transform Sailor Moon style together. Because Teela gets a new... She gets the... You know how He-Man basically is able to transform Battle Cat with the magic of the sword? So He-Man has this idea of... If he... Since Teela's already the new sorceress, he gives her a power boost by zapping... Not zapping her with the power sword, he kisses her. And she transforms.
Oh, wow.
And then Cringer is like, he says, "You're telling me all this time, instead of blasting me with your sword, I could have transformed a different way?" He says, "You've been hit," you know, so he's
Oh, wow. He could have, instead of whacking him with his
probably
sword.
could have petted him or given him a hug or something. Yeah,
Aw.
He-Man was always shooting poor Cringer, and Cringer's transforming. It's like, so he was kind of
So
mad
it
at
hurt
Adam.
every time.
Yes! I mean, you're being shot with an energy sword. Why in the world would it not hurt? Yeah.
He literally has to recover from the pain.
He's
every
blasting poor Cringer to transform into Battle Cat. And with Teela, he gives her a kiss.
time. You got 5 more gifted memberships from Naomi.
Thank you, Naomi. That time Skeletor worked.
Yeah, because we were talking about him.
Is that how it works?
Thank you, Naomi. You're breathtaking. Thank you so much for the help, and hope you're having a wonderful day, Naomi. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well, and looking forward to doing an ultimate for you when you figure out a good game you'd like. Sometime this month. Thank you so much, Naomi. You're amazing.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
sorry. I'm
no, it's okay. We're not.
Okay. Oh yeah, guys. I don't know why, but weird. The likes are going up, but the views aren't.
Yeah, the views have been stuck at 8:30 for a while. This will be our last match, guys. If you want another episode of Marvel Rivals, please rewatch this over the next day or two, and we can do another Marvel Rivals when the next character comes out. The stream has been stuck at 8:30 for I don't know, it's been for 15 minutes now.
That's weird.
It hasn't moved at all. So this is gonna be our last one. I would recommend rewatching the stream every day or immediately after the stream. I think we're gonna try to push this at least into the 900 range during the Yakuza stream. Yokai Watch, yeah. Yokai Watch, yeah. Alright, this time Dozenar's coming in. Because Dozenar got the boot last time.
Oh, we booted Lego Andrew.
We booted Lego Andrew?
Yes.
Oh.
You booted Lego Andrew.
Sorry, I don't have the best memory.
Well, I'm telling you that you booted Lego Andrew.
Did Mage Wolf ever get to play? He's not even here.
I'm pretty sure you did play with Dozenar last match.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could bring Spidey in.
Well, is Lego Andrew in here?
No, there's only Dozenar Cosmic. Jotaro's back. I'm gonna bring Jotaro in. So if Dozenar played last time, then I'll give Dozenar the boot. Even though skin's really cool. And bring in Jotaro, because Jotaro has been gone for a little bit.
Dozenar. Thank you so much for sharing all the videos today and this week, Dozenar. Sorry about that. Sorry, Dozenar's like, don't, Amber, why?
Throwing Dozenar under the bus.
Whoopsies. Well, I was just trying to get Lego Andrew in, actually, because he was...
You want... Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem? Do we have that?
Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem.
Is that what Naomi wants?
Yeah, Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem.
What system is that on?
Or any Lego Scooby-Doo? Or maybe there was a mistype.
Maybe there's a mistype.
I don't know if there are Lego
Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem?
Scooby-Doo-Be-Doo, where are you? We've got some sleuthing to do now. Do-do-do, Scooby-Doo-Be-Doo. Here's a Scooby
Oh my
snack
gosh, that's
for you.
a... Wait, what is that? Oh, wow, that's old school. I remember that game.
Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem, says Miss Naomi Thomas.
Right. One sec. I don't have that.
We need some help from you now.
That's an old game.
Would you do it for a Scooby snack?
I'm gonna have to... Hopefully there's money in the account.
Ruh-roh.
Only...
That's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna save this stuff for later. What is all this?
Yeah, you can save that for later. I was looking at piano books.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we can do that. We have to order it. We're gonna order it right now.
Yes, I haven't seen it, says Naomi.
Okay.
Awesome. I don't know if we've either done it. Luke's probably played it.
I did a review of that game for Got Game, like as a write-up, but I had to return it.
Bruh?
Yeah, it was a... No, don't you remember we had to send packages back to game developers?
Bruh? What? Bruh?
Not talking to you when you're doing that. Alright, so it's a GameCube game. It says it's from
Right. Oh wait, I don't know how Scooby talks. Ruh-roh. Rah.
Drop that.
Oh, what? My gosh, you scared me.
That's what you get. Rah.
It was a little bit terrifying, Luke. I didn't know you were gonna...
Whatever.
Your voice is kind of loud and you were like...
Your voice is kind of loud.
You sound exactly like Scooby. It's kind of disturbing.
Ruh-roh.
Oh no, why?
Rah. There we go. It says it'll be here by the 28th of February.
Really, Amber? LOL, says Naomi.
Alright, Naomi, we just ordered it.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Yay!
We just ordered it.
Awesome! Scooby snack time!
I like Scooby.
We're gonna do Mystery Mayhem for Naomi Thomas. Thank you, Naomi, for keeping the channel on the air. You're breathtaking, Naomi.
Yep, we got it on GameCube.
I'm not judging.
I'm not very good at mimicking this.
Stop taking my character.
Wait, somebody took your character again?
Yeah, I beat them to the punch though.
Oh.
It's like, rah. It's literally my last, it's our last hurrah, so. Power Rangers, SPD, Power Rangers to the rescue.
SPD emergency.
I'm working on a fun video that you guys are gonna like. It's not a news video, it's a top 10 video.
It feels good to step
And
outside my bubble
it's
every
gonna be a
now
lot
and
of
then.
fun.
30 seconds before you
It won't be
attack.
ready
Get
until
ready.
Saturday though. So it'll be...
Naomi says, okay.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Dandy.
Thank you, Naomi. I'm actually looking forward to it. I haven't played that game in almost 20 years.
Also, Naomi says I'm gonna get some Scooby snacks and some lactose ice cream for that stream.
Just don't eat dog biscuits.
Also, Naomi.
Like dog biscuits are not.
I will say that I accidentally did eat some pet
Yes,
biscuits at one time.
everyone knows that story. It's a really weird story.
The human snacks and the animal snacks were very close to each other. It's true.
That's because you weren't paying attention. And I don't even know why you had the pet snacks in the bowl to begin with.
No, they were in a bag. I had regular human snacks in a bag, and then I had pet snacks in a bag.
Oh.
That's why I reached into the wrong bag, because I had those snacks and it was slightly open for the pink.
Right.
Wow, people killed us right away.
You're distracted by Sue's storm? Okay.
Oh, someone is distracted.
I mean, her actual Malice costume is much worse in the comics than her first appearance.
Well, they toned it down.
I think they did it appropriate. It has just enough smexy with, you know, some villainy mixed in.
I think this would be appropriate for teaching 2nd grade.
No.
I think this would be appropriate if you were going to help people in a, you know, 3rd world country, bring them food and teach them life lessons.
Seriously, our last match is going to be a group of tryhards.
Oh, great. You know what?
My God.
She's Sue Storm. She's about to join a convent with this outfit.
Great. Blasted tryhards. You can't even get out. This is absolutely irritating.
Oh.
Can't even get out.
I don't feel like people are literally cheating at it.
Right, these are tryhards, honey.
But isn't there a difference between tryhards and cheaters? Like,
We are undefeatable! They've almost got it!
whoops.
Now, can I actually get stuff being here? Come on, just give me the point. 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 Darn it. Couldn't even get the point.
Sorry, honey.
Really don't want to play against these guys again. These guys are tools.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Alright. Well.
I would totally understand if people rage quit, because I would like to rage quit. I don't want to play these losers. Like, the fact that they literally kept us in our base, like, the entire time. What absolute tools.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
That's poor sportsmanship.
I hope they step on a rake and it hits them in the face.
But what if you're in a room?
Well, that would be funny. It's not likely.
I hope they pour some sugar into their tea, but it ends up being salt, and they drink the whole thing.
I don't understand why it didn't count when I was invisible. Like, it should have counted.
Yeah, what's up with that?
No,
Alright, you guys are cheating. Alright, that's it. Now I'm angry. Now I'm upset. You guys are complete cheaters. Not you guys, but these jerks. You guys are completely cheating. These people are cheating. There's no way this is real.
They captured the
They
mission
captured the
area.
mission area. Of course they did.
They captured the mission area. Meh, 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 meh.
Yeah, and now that they have the missionary, they're gonna try to keep us locked in our base. Yep.
Disappear! I count a few too many of them.
Guys, I need backup.
Control seized.
Here they come.
Are you here?
I am, but I'm not. I can't hold them. I tried to get a point, but it didn't work. The best way to ruin a tryhard's day is at least try to get a point.
Okay.
We did get a point, so it won't be a perfect victory.
Flawless victory.
No, it's not perfect. We got a point on them. Tryhards hate that. They're probably cussing us out.
I'm cussing them out in my mind, but with stuff from Sesame Street that's more appropriate.
Huh?
I don't know how to make. I don't know how to equip or. I'm trying to be funny. It's not funny.
I need assistance. Double KO. It's clear I'm still needed here. Please,
Pulse charge. Fire.
How did they see me? I was invisible.
Maximum.
You're playing as all right.
I thought people can't see you when you're invisible.
I thought they couldn't either.
They're literally gonna keep us locked in our base.
They call me the Punisher.
we are undefeated.
Wow. Yeah, the last match against a bunch of tryhards.
A bunch of words I can't say. I don't know.
Bunch of tryhards that mess with your channel. What are you talking about?
Huh?
These aren't hackers. These are just tools.
No, they're just people playing online.
Yeah, they're just degenerates. They're
just people playing online.
not hackers. They're just tools. All right. So anyway, guys, we got to get to the next stream. YouTube's not going to get this stream up to 1,000, so we're going to try to push this on Yakuza, which will be the next stream. Thank you so much, Naomi, for the gifted membership and becoming an ultimate. We picked up your Scooby-Doo game just now.
Yay!
So hopefully we'll get that sent by the company we bought it from.
Rah!
Don't start. And, yeah.
Yay!
And we really appreciate your support with the gifted memberships. We're very close to hitting our 300 members again before the end of the month, which is a huge blessing. Thank you. And we're going to get your Yakuza stream set up. So if you guys would like another episode of Marvel Rivals, this stream got 870 views. And it needs 1,000, so over the next day or so, you guys could probably get another Marvel Rivals by the weekend. Alright? Thanks so much, guys. Head on over to Yakuza.